evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to the XOX Esports Challenge. This is the first season of this brand new series of competitions. It's a brand new year and we're going to have a lot of fun here. I'm your host for this evening, Matthew Palmer, and with me is Encik Bo.
Yo! Ya, apa khabar? Ya, baik. Saya Encik Bob akan menemani Matthew untuk musim ini. Hai Matt, apa khabar Matt?
Woi, khabar baik. Rasa seronok pula pada malam ni.
Ini merupakan perlumbaan kita yang pertama.
Itulah, harap-harap nanti kita boleh nampak aksi yang menggemparkan.
Ya, betul.
Thrilling racing, yes.
Okey, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, kami bawakan kepada anda XOX Esports Challenge 2020. Ini adalah musim pertama untuk Global MX pada malam ini.
Yeah, and for this season is going to start off at the Watkins Glen International Circuit, a very historic race very historic racetrack coming up very, very soon indeed. So it's going to be absolutely spectacular. 25,000 ringgit is on the line in various prizes, and as well, you guys at home get to reap the rewards as well. Any of you guys at home who are 1XOX and XOX mobile subscribers can stand to win some subscriber rewards there. So very, very interesting stuff up there indeed. So really looking forward to it. A special thanks to our sponsors right at the top of the hour there with 1XOX, XOX Mobile, XOX eSIM, as well as Estremo Oil from Italy.
Itu dia, terima kasih kami ucapkan kepada XOX Malaysia, eSIM XOX dan juga minyak hitam daripada Estremo. Terima kasih antara penaja kami pada kali ini.
Yeah, and this is it. This is the mean machine that we're going to be taking us on into the race. We'll have a quick look at that again. Just look at the MX-5 Cup 2-litre twin-cam 16-valve Skyactiv G engine. Very lightweight, quite decent amount of torque. It's really a momentum car. There's not too much horsepower on play here, but it's a very lightweight car with the latest updates in iRacing. The car's really gained a lot of stability. And speaking of that, Bob, pada malam ni kita akan bermain di dalam platform iRacing yang boleh dikirakan antara yang salah satu yang paling accurate dia punya simulation tu. So nampaknya macam kita akan dapat betul-betul realistic performance daripada pemandu-pemandu pada malam ni.
Ya, iRacing aku suka bang. Sebab boleh katakan iRacing dia punya beberapa part tu dia sangat particular tau. Berbanding dengan beberapa lagi genre permainan yang lain.
Ya. Tu dia dah ada peminat Encik Bob keluar dekat chat tu. Encik Bob rupanya.
Dah ada ke?
Ya, itu dia.
Terjadi ni aku share dulu. Okey. Menyaksikan, jangan lupa tekan like, subscribe dan juga share video ini di laman-laman sosial lah. Okey Matt, selain daripada Facebook, kita bersiaran di mana
Kita pun bersiaran di YouTube. So silakan ke Adrenaline Impact YouTube channel kalau anda memang suka tengok live stream dekat YouTube tu, memang ada fungsi-fungsi yang berlebihan di sana. So silakan do have a look at the YouTube channel that we're going to be running as well. It's going to be very special stuff out there as well.
Ya, itu dia. Aku hampir terlupa. Rupanya kita sekarang sudah bersiaran. Aku pun sekarang ni dah share di laman sosial aku.
Terima kasih. So now we're going to have a quick look at the drivers. Jom kita tengok siapa pahlawan kami pada malam ni.
Mari.
Yeah, so in the amateur class we have quite a few interesting drivers who managed to make the cut. Azrael Nazli looks like he's going to be one of the quickest of the amateur class drivers. These guys are almost at pro pace, but not quite there yet. They're only 2 seconds or 3 seconds off the lead driver, which we will introduce very, very soon. But we have Azrael Nazli, Umar Aziz as well, a very, very quick driver, a veteran who's just got back into sim racing. As well, we have Simon Sanchez and Matthew Graham, along with our foreign contingent, the Todat Motorsports Asia drivers of Surin Selvaraju and Lloyd Lachlan. So Surin from Singapore and Lloyd Lachlan from Australia, gracing us here for some fantastic racing up ahead.
Amatur. So malam ni kita ada 2 kelas Satu kelas
Ya.
amatur dan satu lagi adalah kelas pro. So yang Max perkenalkan tadi, ini adalah antara barisan fighter-fighter amatur kelas
Mhm.
pada malam ini.
Ya, dan jangan lupa ada yang mungkin tak dapat masa lap time yang agak laju, tetapi mungkin di dalam race nanti akan semakin laju. So Aguri Yong dan Akina Teo pun ada di dalam perlombaan malam ni. James Russell,
Hmm.
and also we have Tamizi Yusof, Syami Azri pun laju juga, Afiq Fadlan aka Afar pun boleh berjuang juga, dan kita ada Bobby Farid sebagai
Oh, Bos
wildcard.
Bobby. Bos Bobby kita pada malam ni. Tapi takkan Bos Bobby masuk amatur kelas? Aku ni kadang-kadang confuse Akina Teo masuk amatur, Bobby Farid masuk amatur kelas. Kalau
Ya.
ikutkan diorang ni semua antara yang power-power tau.
Itulah beberapa power kelas pro ni. Betul-betul semua penuh dengan alien. So just so you can tell, there's quite a few aliens in amateur class, let alone in pro race, in the pro class as well. So it just goes to show how tight the field was. All 60 drivers have been split into a group of 30 each. Amateur class are the drivers that had a slightly slower lap time than the pro class, but wouldn't you look at it, the entire 60-car field is covered by only 3.5 seconds. So that's how fast the field is. Any one of these drivers could be considered very good in their own right.
Syahril Norafuddin pun antara pelumba yang hebat di litar sebenar. Siapa lagi? Ramai juga ni.
Matthew Graham daripada Viper Niza, kalau tak silap, dia salah satu engineer yang ada juga bakat perlumbaan di circuit racing.
Muhammad Jasri bin Muhammad Junus juga pun laju-laju juga timing dia orang yang pernah dia orang buat. Siapa lagi?
Kita ada bos 100 Motorsports juga, James Russell. Daripada dunia rally ke dunia circuit, sekarang di dalam dunia sim. This looks like he could be another dark horse to look out for.
Okay. Kita nak baca kejap. Roll charge. Encik Bob. Roy main ke? Ke Roy masuk pro?
Itu dia salah satu daripada driver yang terpaksa drop sebab tak dapat time.
Oh pula. Roll charge.
Ya,
Abang
kita
Apple,
ada antara 16 driver yang hampir dapat masuk, tetapi masa lap time dia, masa qualifying tu hampir terlepas. Memang sedih sikit. Okay, Apple ada bersama kita dan aku yakin dan pasti beliau akan memberikan sokongan kepada anak beliau yang juga turut bersaing hebat pada malam ni. Danish Aiman mewakili tim mana, Matt? Dia salah satu daripada tim Todak Motorsports yang ada banyak juga tim Todak yang masuk pada malam ni. Dan tim URT, dia memang ada beberapa tim yang dah ada satellite team apa semuanya. Tapi kalau tak silap, Danish Iman ni dia akan masuk sekali dengan bos Todak Motorsports, Michael Hafiz, di dalam pro class. Semalam saya dah tengok dah awak dan juga Michael di dalam slot pre-race show malam tadi. Semalam kami dah menyaksikan. Ya, itu dia. Memang boleh dikirakan salah satu pengalaman yang agak bagus. Kita dapat tanya beberapa soalan untuk dapatkan in-depth feeling apa perasaan dia bila dia nak masuk dalam perlombaan ni dan apa dia punya feedback daripada sim. Dia ada juga ajar kita pasal dalam dunia sim ni boleh tarik ilmu masuk ke dalam dunia real. So itulah kehebatan sim ni. Ya, banyak juga Todak. Lepas tu Todak tu pula ada pecahan-pecahan lagi Ya. So setiap tim akan ada 2 driver di dalam kalangan tim tu. So for instance, Surin Savaraju and Lloyd Locklin ialah salah satu driver Todak juga, Todak Motorsports Asia team. So dia orang kira international team yang dia orang dapat masuk ke dalam amateur class pada malam ni. Dan aku yakin dan percaya selain daripada Malaysia, siaran ini juga ditonton seluruh Asia dan juga seluruh dunia yang dapat menyaksikan. Asalkan kau ada internet, okey, kau dah boleh tengok live ni. Itu je kelebihan kita bersaing di XOX Esports Challenge 2020. Yeah, we have a few more questions down there in the comment section there. Oliver Quino says, I wanted to join, but I hear it's local only. It sort of is for now. It was open only to Malaysians and Singaporeans, as well as a few others that managed to enter from overseas due to working with the relevant sort of clubs that have been sprouting up all over Asia. It's been brilliant to bring them in. Hopefully, we'll be able to open this up to be a region-wide competition. We've already had a few guest drivers coming in. There, Federico Teixeira is from Macau, I believe, and Aguri Young is from Hong Kong. So it's going to be interesting. Hopefully, we'll be able to bring some more international drivers in, and we'll hopefully open it up to be an Asia-wide or a Pacific-wide racing series. So do stay tuned for that, Oliver, and hopefully maybe one day we'll be able to see you on the grid.
All right.
So now we're going to have a quick look at the practice session that's currently running for the amateur class there. It looks like Afizul Jai is one of the fastest drivers out there on the field. He is in first place. Can't quite see what the lap time is at the moment, but I believe it's in 209s already. So that really goes to show how quick everyone has gone into there at the moment. 209 is the current mark to set in AM. That means that when it comes to pro qualifying, we could see a 207 or 208. Very, very fast stuff indeed from all the drivers out there. And it looks like it's Aziz in second place, so 209.626, followed by Aziz with a 209.832, and Zikri with a 209.918. 3 cars have gone 209 in the AM practice sessions right now. We also have Ken Keck, Simon Sanchez, and Bobby Farid there, who will be entering as our wildcard for this race. Watch out for him. He is the boss of the TKKR SAT team. Very, very fast.
Ya. Ya. Okey, ini dia. Sekarang masih lagi sesi praktis Matt
Ya, sekarang dia sesi latihan boleh dikirakan. Ada beberapa driver yang sekarang berada di atas track pada masa tu, dan nampaknya kita dah ada beberapa driver yang boleh dikirakan sebagai front runners. Ya. Nampaknya Afizul Jai yang salah satu real life drifters dapat masuk ke dalam posisi yang pertama buat masa dia, tapi ada beberapa lagi juga pelumba yang mungkin boleh melawan.
Kamera aku ni apa hal pula ni, kamera ni.
Alamak.
Tak apa, sebenarnya kalau korang tak nampak muka aku pun tak ada masalah, sebab kita akan fokus kepada perlumbaan. Ya, tapi aku akan cuba perbaikilah apa masalah aku asli. Kita teruskan berikan tumpuan kepada perlumbaan kita yang sebenar pada malam ini. Ini sedang berlangsungnya sesi practice session, masih lagi berlangsung guys. Ini merupakan perlombaan kita yang pertama untuk tahun ini 2021 Matt. 2021 ini perlombaan kita yang pertama.
Dah dapat rasakan semangat perlombaan pada malam ni memang agak hangat juga. Ada beberapa driver yang daripada dunia sim, daripada dunia betul pun yang belum lagi dapat peluang untuk memasuki perlombaan pada malam ni. Memang boleh berasa the excitement is building. All of these drivers have yet to have turned a wheel in anger this year. This will be the first opportunity for them to go racing for the new year. It's going to be absolutely spectacular stuff, as you can see there. Afizul Jai, they're taking the bus stop chicane here at Watkins Glen, really making that car work.
Ya, betul tu. Okey, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, kami bawakan yang terhebat, yang terpadu, yang terlaju hanya untuk anda. Okey, untuk makluman anda, kita akan bersiaran setiap Ahad, Max
Setiap Ahad daripada pukul 8 sampailah habis perlombaan. So do stay tuned.
Kita ada berapa game, Max? Ada berapa perlombaan sebenarnya? 6 minggu
Ya, 6 minggu. Dalam 6 minggu tu kita akan dapat saksikan 12 perlombaan. Kita akan meninjau, of course, lagi dekat kepada pro class, pro kategori. Sekejap lagi nanti kita boleh tengok nama-nama pro class nanti berkeluar. Kita boleh bincang mana satu alien yang keluar. Tapi untuk buat sementara waktu sekarang, kita menyaksikan Afizul Jai, alien alien amateur class. Baby alien lah boleh kira.
Okey, sebentar itu anda boleh abaikan dulu saya punya video muka kat depan tu. Kita cuma fokus kepada perlumbaan. Anda jangan boleh tengok Matthew Palmer yang bersama dengan saya. Saya punya ni mungkin ada sedikit masalah. Tak apa, tak apa. Kita fokuskan kepada perlumbaan yang bakal berlangsung sebentar lagi.
Mungkin kena off dengan on balik lah kot.
Nah, itulah. Tak apa, tak apa, tak apa. Bagi masa sikit. Okey, roll chart. Bob, aku bagi kau seminggu. Kacang lah dalam iRacing ni. Kira okey jugalah duduk nombor 61. Tu dia. Ramai bang. 60 lebih pelumba. Bukan senang untuk mendapatkan tempat di dalam perlumbaan ini. Sebab hadiahnya sangat-sangat besar. Sangat-sangat menarik, Max. Berapakah hadiah yang ditawarkan?
Ya, total hadiah semua sekali kalau dikira dicampur semua sekali itu ialah RM25,000. Dan setiap minggu pemandu yang pertama di dalam kelas pro mungkin boleh berlari dengan sejumlah wang yang agak besar jugalah tu.
Ya.
RM1,000 kalau tak silap.
Baru-baru itu hari kita dah ada seorang pemenang yang memenangi hadiah RM1,000
Ya, itu dia. So, just as Bob intimated there has been already a winner of a cash prize here in the XOX Esports Challenge, and that was the man in pole position during the qualifying sessions. We had 3 qualifying sessions to try and get as many drivers in, to try and get them to qualify. There were 4-lap runs held at the Okayama circuit, and in the end of the day, it was a battle between Ilham Plabi and Muhammad Ibrahim. Ibrahim is the man that came up on top. A 144.337 nets him a cool RM1,000.
Bang, 1,000 bang, banyak bang. Race betul pun tak ada menang ke macam ni
tu dia. Belum tentu lagi boleh dapat duit sejumlah tu.
Itu dia. Okey, Ilham Halabi, good luck racer, all the best. Komen daripada pelumba kita.
Itulah antara satu pejuang yang cuba target overall champion pada season ini. Mungkin kita harapkan yang dia boleh dapat bagi all untuk perlumbaan ni. So all the best kepada semua pelumba-pelumba yang di luar there. Good luck to everyone out there, and hopefully we'll be able to see you guys really push these cars to the limit.
Tapi Matt, secara peribadinya aku pernah berjumpa dengan pemenang yang RM1,000 ni, Muhammad Ibrahim. Dia memang seorang pelumba yang sangat berpotensi. Sebenarnya dia bukan man tau, dia boy lagi tau. Masih lagi kanak-kanak. Aku rasa dalam umur 12 macam tu lah. Aku jumpa dia race dekat oval track dekat Ipoh. Ipoh ni kampung Matt. Dan dia memang power dan memang skillful. So dia menang RM1,000 dekat XOX punya challenge ni memang orang kata tak mengejutkan aku lah, sebab beliau memang seorang yang sangat skillful di dalam dunia perlumbaan.
Ya, itu dia. Dan lagi satu pun yang tak boleh dilupakan, dia boleh dikirakan salah satu daripada talent yang memuncul di dalam arena karting juga. Dia salah satu daripada pemenang race di dalam kategori Rotax Max di Malaysia, di peringkat nasional dan antarabangsa juga. So memang mungkin kita akan dapat dia memasuki di dalam Formula 4 ataupun Formula 3 di dalam masa yang ke hadapan. So there's a lot of talent underneath the right foot there of Muhammad Ibrahim. Very, very quick karting driver, very successful in karts, and looking to make that next step up. But in the meantime, he's doing very well in iRacing and really honing his skills when he gets back into the car.
Okey, selain daripada Muhammad Ibrahim, kita juga ada seorang lagi pelumba muda, Iman Danish. Iman Danish kalau tak silap aku baru berapa umur
14 tahun kalau tak silap.
14 tahun. Juga antara fighter yang sering berada di top ranking, sama ada kita buat iRacing tahun lepas ataupun juga perlumbaan Assetto Corsa 2020. Iron Impact banyak menganjurkan perlumbaan macam ni dengan kerjasama rakan-rakan kita daripada tak ada kerja. Siapa lagi? Speed Tavern,
MSR pun juga dapat membantui kami masa zaman-zaman Assetto Corsa tu. So kita memang ada community yang agak besar juga di dalam sim racing di Malaysia. Semakin lama semakin membangun, memang bagus jugalah kita nampakkan. So sekarang diorang tengah masuk dalam sesi qualifying. Hafizul
Ya.
Jai sekarang yang paling laju 2:10.252, 2:10.2524. Hafizul Jai on his first flying lap. And it's going to be a closed qualifying session. That means each driver is going to have the track all to himself, but they're going to run simultaneously in the background there. That means they have the ultimate chance of trying to get the perfect lap time and try and get themselves as far up the grid as possible.
Okey tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, sekarang ni antara yang terpadu terlaju adalah merupakan Jai dengan catatan masa 2.10.252 saat, manakala kedua terpantas adalah saudara Aziz di tempat kedua terpantas.
Dan itu yang kita dapat nampak Muhammad Hafiz berlepas tadi dia dengan pasukan MSR, antara veteran-veteran perlumbaan di Malaysia. Bermula di dalam sim seperti R Factor yang asal di dalam tahun 2008-2009, boleh dikira veteran lah di dalam dunia sim racing. Dia dapat juga keluar balik daripada, boleh dikira daripada pension, dia masuk balik ke dalam sim racing ni. Nampaknya agak laju juga.
Masih lagi boleh clock time
Itu
Okey,
dia.
menyaksikan sekarang ni anda sedang menyaksikan XOX Esports Challenge Round yang pertama. Anda sedang menyaksikan qualifying untuk kelas amatur yang mana sekarang ni sedang berlangsung qualifying, dan kita nak tengok siapa yang akan mendapat grid tempat pertama sebentar lagi.
Ya, itu dia dalam qualifying sekarang. In qualifying, we have about 6 minutes have passed in this 15-minute qualifying session. That means they really have a chance for about 2 or 3 more laps before time is up to really get their lines and their times through. Hopefully we'll be able to try and catch one of these drivers on a flying lap, and we'll be able to take you around this legendary circuit. But for now, we're going to watch Umar Aziz climb up through the hill here. This is going to be where the main battle zones are, from the run out of turn 1 into turn 4 and the bus stop chicane. And it's all about slipstreaming on this track. It's a very high-speed track for these cars. Coming up through this line here, this is going to be the big braking zone. This is where all the action is going to happen. Very, very tricky chicane coming up here. It's known as the bus stop. And you have to be super accurate to go through there, but that's where people are going to try and make any sort of move. Now coming through the carousel here, they're going to dive, whereas the NASCAR drivers go right. We're going to go straight on down the old Grand Prix course. Of course, this is one of the old Formula One tracks on the calendar. It ran the US Grand Prix from 1960 to 1980. So there's genuine Grand Prix kudos to this track, and the layout is very similar to what it used to be back when it was running Formula One races. Now this is the boot section. This is the international part of the course where international races are run. Very, very tricky to try and get this right now. They've gone through the toe, coming into the heel. This is another place where you could possibly get some sort of overtaking maneuver done, but it's very narrow here in comparison to the rest of the track, so you have to be very careful when trying to make that move stick. Now coming up through the final few corners there, we rejoin the short layout, or the NASCAR layout if you will, for the final 2 corners. It's all about high speed precision from here on out. Very, very careful here. You've got to be absolutely sure about your braking and be as neat as possible around here. The aim of the game around this track is to try and keep the speed up for when you get on the straights and get into another slipstreaming attack. Coming out of the final corner there, you've got to use as much of the curve as possible, but you have to be very wary of the wall on the left hand side. And now he's across the line. Let's see what time he does. It's a 2:10.407. Umar Aziz is in third place. Umar Aziz masuk tempat yang ketiga. Agak menakjubkan tu lah.
Power by. Dan untuk makluman semua, ini merupakan one make race. Hanya sebuah model jentera saja yang dibenarkan, berbeza dengan perlombaan kita sebelum ini. So kita menggunakan MX-5 malam ni, Matt.
Ya, MX-5, dan di dalam amateur kategori dia ada lagi satu handicap yang dia terpaksa pakai setup yang sama. So camber, caster, toe, tire pressure, semua dia kena samakan serasi. So yang boleh dia adjust pun tak ada apa. So ini betul-betul menunjukkan skill amateur ni untuk cuba adapt driving style dia.
Yeah. So kereta yang sama yang menentukan siapa yang terpantas, pastinya skill driver itu sendiri. So pastinya lepas ni kita akan tahu siapakah yang terpantas. Kalau kita tengok bos Bobby kita pun antara di kedudukan yang ke-15 sekarang ini, dengan catatan masa 2.11.157 saat. Ini dia menggunakan livery XOX. Ini antara stiker design yang aku suka pada AI racing pada kali ini.
Ya, itu dia. Dan salah satu daripada alien kami di dalam kategori
Alien.
Pro juga ada sebuah bisnes, boleh kira bisnes tepi. So Pico Media ialah nama bisnes dia. Saiful Arifin ialah big boss dekat Pico Media. Dan kalau nak buat apa-apa livery di dalam iRacing ni, boleh PM tepi lah.
Cantik weh, cantik. Yang terlatest last time kan, kita ada tengok design SSAD dia ada buat kan, kereta warna kuning merah tu. Ini dia nampak, anda saksikan sekarang ni, cantik baik dia punya decal dia baik. Tengok ni TKKR daripada side tepi, XOX side belakang, memang cantik. So nak decal boleh berkontak Pico.
Ya, itu dia. Dan TKKR ni bukan sekadar pasukan yang kecil ya. Dia kalau tak silap pernah masuk ke dalam dunia MotoGP ya.
Ya, tahun lepas. Hangat.
Ya, ini dia. International team dapat masuk ke dalam dunia sim racing di Malaysia, memang naik lah. So TKKR there, the big boss there, Bobby Farid. He is the team principal at the XOX TKKR SAG racing team. And they've been racing everywhere from the local levels here all the way up to Moto2 in the MotoGP Championship. Absolutely fantastic to have them and their team on board here to really challenge the locals. It's a real international race team bringing a very, very nice bit of excitement into the iRacing scene here in Malaysia.
Okey, bezanya tahun ni SOX dan juga TKR kali ni bersama kita di dalam perlombaan e-racing. Bukan senang nak tengok perlombaan tahun ni. Ialah musim-musim pandemik ni mana ada race bang. So dengan adanya medium macam ni, kita ada community macam ni, kita dapat saksikan secara live, satu dunia boleh tengok anda semua berlomba.
That's right. We've had viewers from all over Asia right now, and we've had viewers in the past from as far away as the US and the UK tuning in to watch. So it's going to be very, very exciting stuff indeed. Speaking of real-life drivers making this transition into sim racing, that is Akina Tio right now, flying up the hill, really pushing that little MX-5 as fast as possible in the Super Ayam livery.
Super Ayam menarik ya. Super Ayam.
Oh, interesting. He's in 16th place with a 2:11.067. Let's have a quick look at the standings there. Only 2 seconds separate the entire field. Shami Azri there with a 2:10.185, followed by Fizzle Jai in second place. James Russell all the way up into third place with a 2:10.389 in fourth. Omar Aziz followed by Azrael Nazli. Muhammad Hafiz is in sixth place, followed by Kamal Ali. Matthew Graham is in eighth with Kelvin T in 9th place, and Lloyd Lachlan, the Australian, in 10th.
Ini Akina Tio sekarang ni berjaya memandu MS5, berada di kedudukan yang ke-17 dengan catatan masa 2.11.087 saat. Akina Tio ni kalau tak silap aku, pelumba pun dia, rally driver pun dia kan, Matt kan?
Dia multi-talented, so dia menambahkan lagi satu, kalau orang Inggeris kata feather in his cap. One more feather in his cap for him from racing, rallying, gymkhana, drifting and all that wonderful stuff. He's now gone into sim racing as well. Memang menarik. Akib bahasa orang tu pun dah komen, Gambate kudasai, XOX team. Ilham Labi pun good luck racers. So kita dah ada beberapa komen daripada pelumba-pelumba juga. Akib Basarom pun salah satu pelumba yang memang berbakat di dalam dunia iRacing, tapi dia ada juga di Sepang.
Iya. Okay, Matt, so kita punya qualifying hanya 15 minit saja
Ya, 15 minit saja. Kita cuba dapatkan waktu yang paling terpantas. Nampaknya Syami Azri dan James Russell takkan berkeluar lagi. Diorang sudah habiskan. They have finished their qualifying sessions there. Afizul Jai looks like he's finished himself, and Azrael Nazli has decided to pull over as well. Ilham Labi, road runner ni, beep beep.
Road runner.
So that is the grid. We're gonna go into the race. Kejap lagi kita akan nampak grid untuk malam ni. Syamil Azri for Just Keep Racing is in first position, followed by James Russell of URT Green in second place. Afizul Jai for Hyperbull's Tornado is in third place, followed by Umar Aziz, Azrael Nazli, Muhammad Hafiz, Kamal Ali, Matthew Graham, Kelvin T and Lloyd Locklin. Nampaknya banyak juga pemandu-pemandu Malaysia di tempat yang top 9. Paling laju
Lloyd daripada Australia
Australia, itu dia. Vimal Nandaraman daripada Singapura pula, Aguriong daripada Hong Kong dan Surin Savaraju daripada Singapura juga, dan Federico Texera daripada Macau.
Boleh tahan. So tuan-tuan, bukan sahaja pelumba daripada Malaysia, anda juga dapat menyaksikan pelumba yang berasal daripada negara yang lain. That's why aku cakap dekat sini pelumban macam ni, asalkan kau ada internet, kat mana-mana kau duduk, kau boleh tengok. Anda sedang menyaksikan bersama kami di page Adrenaline Impact dan juga beberapa page yang lain. Kami ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada XOX Esports Challenge round yang pertama pada malam kali. Sekarang anda sedang menyaksikan perlumbaan untuk Amatur Kelas yang pertama untuk tahun ini.
Ya, itu dia. Sikit lagi kita ada beberapa driver yang belum lagi load up. Noor sudah masuk. Beberapa lagi kita akan tengok. We're going to wait for the starting lights to come on. There's going to be 5 lights. They're going to go on just like in Formula 1. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Pause, and it's away we go. We've got green flags, and Azri has a fantastic start off the front of the field there. But look at Umar Aziz there and Afizul Jai absolutely nailing the start off the front of the straight. They're pushing James Russell down into 4th place. They're really racing side by side off the first corner there. Now it's going to be the big slipstream battle up to the top of the field. Really pushing very hard there. Through the back there, there's cars 3 wide, 4 wide. Coming out of turn 1, there's a big accident. There's a big accident in the middle of the field there. Through turns 2 and 3. And there's cars going everywhere. This is an absolutely massive accident. Cars going everywhere. It looks like it's going to be a yellow flag, and yes, the stewards have called it. We have live stewarding here this evening, and it looks like the stewards have had to call it. It looks like Matthew Graham was involved, Sharul, Tarmizi, Azman, Zainul, a few other names there, and a couple of cars are very badly damaged. So
Dia selekoh yang pertama tu aku jangkakan selekoh pertama dah jadi, tapi rupanya depan sikit baru dia. Mungkin kita boleh tengok ulang tayang apa yang jadi sebentar tadi. Ini dia apa sebenarnya yang telah berlaku. First corner cantik sampai kat sini. Tu dia. Siapa tu?
Itu dia Matthew Graham yang terpicit sikit ke dalam sebelah kanan tu, dan itulah yang mulakan first corner pile up. Pada malam ni bukan di first corner tapi di corner yang ketiga.
Corner ketiga, itulah Matthew Graham. Itu dah ulang tayang sebentar tadi. Dan sekarang yellow flag dah clear.
Sekarang kita ada yellow flag untuk buat sementara waktu. Full course caution, kita ada safety car yang akan keluar sebentar lagi. Dan
kereta tersebut aku rasa still stuck kat situ lagi.
Ya, ada beberapa kereta kenderaan yang still terpaksa towing balik ke pits. So di dalam perlumbaan iRacing ni, kalau ada apa-apa insiden di luar dekat track, kalau ada apa-apa keperluan untuk towing balik ke pit, dia akan ada penalty time dalam 2-3 minit. Serasi dengan berapa jauh dia daripada pit.
Sama macam perlumbaan sebenar, just sekiranya kenderaan tu mengalami impact ataupun kemalangan yang teruk, dia sama macam race sebenar. Kalau dia ada impact, rosak, dia tetap tak boleh berlumba. Bergantung kepada betapa serius dia kemalangan tu. So kebanyakan pelumba ni kadang-kadang ada yang boleh meneruskan dan ada juga yang tak dapat meneruskan perlumbaan langsung. Itu dah istimewanya dekat sini.
Yeah, so just as Encik Bob said, as you can see there's a big one that's happened at the start of the race, and that means we have a full course safety car. There's a couple of cars stuck out there. They're going to have to get towing back to the pits, and they will take a realistic amount of time for them to be towed back to the pits. These cars have realistic damage models. So for now, we're going to have a quick look there. That looks like Miko Nasi there. It's the big one. It absolutely is. A very tricky part of the circuit to try and go 3-4 wide, but it looks like there was a bit of squeezing and pinching, and unfortunately that just looks like that has really brought the race back under caution. But hopefully we'll be able to go up racing very, very shortly.
Itu kita baru tengok kelas amatur. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan jangan ke mana-mana. Lepas ni kita akan ada lagi satu perlombaan, iaitu perlombaan untuk kategori pro pula.
Yeah, do stay tuned for the pro race, which will come right after this. But for now, all the drivers will be going up towards the safety car that you can see up there. The Porsche 911 safety car, that is the official road course safety car for iRacing. He's going to be at the front of the field there to try and close the gap up and bring the cars down to a proper steady race pace. There's going to be 1 or 2 laps to go. If you want to check and see when the safety car is going to peel in and the race is going to resume, just check on the roof of the safety car. If there's still lights up on top, that means the safety car is going to go around for another lap as it appears to be here. But when he turns his lights off, that safety car driver is going to peel into the pits and will go racing very, very shortly.
Itu dia, betul Matt. So sekarang ni semua pelumba sedang mengikuti safety car, dan apabila pelumba mereka merasakan track itu selamat untuk berlumba kembali, dan safety car akan keluar daripada litar bila-bila masa, dan kita akan menyambungkan kembali perlumbaan itu.
Ya, memang realistik juga ya. Dia akan ambil masa yang realistik untuk cuba clearkan debris daripada track dan pastikan keadaan track tu agak sempurna lah untuk berlumba lagi. So even dalam sim, even in a racing sim, kita pentingkan safety first.
Ya, Matt, kami ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Jan Wong di atas 50 bintang yang telah pun diberikan. Terima kasih Jan Wong.
Thank you. That's absolutely fantastic. We're glad that you appreciate the broadcast. Thank you very much for the 50 stars.
Okey, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, anda sedang menyaksikan perlombaan yang terhebat untuk tahun ini. Aku dah lama mendambakan perlombaan. So kali ini XOX Malaysia membawakan, terima kasih XOX yang membawakan perlombaan untuk tahun ini. Ini adalah perlombaan yang pertama. Anda sedang menyaksikan XOX Esports Challenge round yang pertama.
Ya, itu dia. Dan kita dapat menyaksikan amateur class race ni untuk kita sebagai warm up untuk pro race yang memang akan meletup pada malam ni. Tapi daripada starting perlombaan tu pun kita boleh nampak yang memang ada sekatan sikit daripada selekoh kedua, ketiga. There's a bit of a tight squeeze at the second and third corner there. Very, very tricky for the drivers to try and drive through at high speed. You can see it's actually quite narrow there. And a lot of the drivers were going 2 wide or 3 wide through there. So perhaps they might take a little bit of a lesson there. I'm sure the pros are watching as well to see how cleanly they can get through there on the first lap. Obviously, all the racers would want to have a nice, clean, close battle up the hill.
Ya, macam Matt sebelum ni dah pernah berlumba dekat litar ni ke belum? Sebelum ni?
Hanya dapat praktis sikit saja. Saya pun baru je masuk dalam iRacing balik. Dah dalam tempoh 5-6 tahun sejak saya last berlumba di dalam iRacing, dan sebelum ni pun saya berlumba oval saja. Memang orang Ipoh memang suka oval tu lah. So, oval dengan rally. So pada masa sekarang ni baru je saya bermula balik di iRacing di dalam dunia road racing. So
ya. Okey, soalan daripada Muhammad Nazmi Mazli. Berapa cepat nak repair kereta tu? How fast can they repair the car?
Fast repair, berapa fast repair dapat tu? Kalau tak silap 2. So kalau fast repair ni kita bagi chance sikit lah kepada sesiapa yang ada insiden. So if anybody has an accident, they have 2 fast repairs. So instead of taking the realistic amount of time to repair your car, they will give you I guess it's like a 5 or 10 second repair time so that you can get back out on the race. It's like your last chance award to try and get out. Yes, Islam pun dapat dia 2 kali fast repair. So itulah dia punya ciri dalam iRacing tu, kita boleh bagi dia second chance. Kita bagi fast repair, so dia ambil pit stop yang waktu biasa, tapi dia dapat repairkan apa-apa damage yang besar.
Ya. Okey, Zabidi Zainuddin, terima kasih 50 bintang. Ya, terima kasih Zabidi.
Terima kasih sangat. We definitely appreciate those 50 stars. Thank you so much for gifting them to us. We're glad that you are really enjoying the show. Hopefully, we'll be getting back up and running very, very shortly. Right now, the safety car is waiting on all the drivers to line up behind the safety car in order to try and get a good, fast, but most importantly, safe start to the race. It looks like the lights on the safety car are still on. It might be one more lap to go before we go racing again. Let's see. It looks like the safety car usually takes a last minute dive in, but not this time. There'll be one more lap before we start the race.
Ya, itu dia tuan-tuan. Masih lagi kita punya safety car masih lagi berada di dalam litar. Lap yang keempat, kedudukan masih lagi, bendera kuning masih lagi dikibarkan. Apabila litar dirasakan selamat untuk berlumba, baru dapat kita saksikan perlumbaan akan diteruskan. Okay,
Yeah.
Chan Wei Han, someone press the Watkins Glen button. Benda tu.
Someone press the Watkins Glen button. Yeah, so basically, if all of you know, Talladega Superspeedway is a racetrack, an oval NASCAR racetrack in the US, famous for having very, very big crashes. So memang tempat yang banyak insiden lah Talladega ni. So salah satu daripada in-joke, one of our in-jokes is we combine the two names of the circuits, and in this case, someone pressed the Watkins Glen button and caused the NASCAR-style pileup. Hopefully we will be ready to go fairly soon. We're just having a look at the top of the safety car. Kalau kita tinjaukan safety car tu ke atas tu, kalau lampu dah tutup, maksudnya dia dah ready untuk masuk balik ke dalam pit. Nampaknya lampu dia sudah tutup. Yeah, so the lights are out. This is the final lap to go. The Goisha, the ballad of Ricky Bobby.
Okay. Okey, nampak gayanya kita punya safety car kita dah tak menyala dah, dan perlumbaan akan boleh berubah bila-bila masa daripada sekarang. Dia masuk je dalam track dan perlumbaan akan boleh bersambung kembali. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, anda sedang menyaksikan amateur kelas di XOX Esports Challenge round yang pertama untuk tahun ini 2021.
So ini bagi peluang untuk beberapa pemandu yang dah drop position sikit untuk dapatkan balik. Kelvin T mungkin ada peluang, Simon Sanchez mungkin ada peluang, James Russell dan Afizul Jai mungkin ada peluang untuk mendapatkan posisi balik di dalam ni restart yang pertama ataupun start yang kedua. So there we have it, the safety car cruising around. There's a chance for some of the drivers to gain back the positions they've lost. James Russell will be looking on the back of Umar Aziz. Simon Sanchez and Kelvin T will be raring to go and try and make that fight work. Of course, we have some of the drivers who were taken out in that third corner incident that will be hoping for a good start in order to try and climb their way back up through the field there. But right now it's Shami Azri at pole position with Umar Aziz in second and James Russell in third.
Okey, Aziz di tempat yang pertama sekarang ini, Aziz di tempat kedua, manakala James Russell di tempat yang ketiga kedudukan untuk sekarang ini. Dan masih lagi safety car masih lagi berada di hadapan, dan kesemua pelumba kita masih lagi berada di dalam satu line up, dan Reong tak boleh memotong di antara satu dan lain. Bila yellow flag saja, pastinya kan anda berada kedudukan yang tidak berubah. Anda tak boleh nak overtake dan anda juga tak boleh nak ke belakang sikit.
Okay, so now we're getting ready to go. The Porsche goes in. It's about to go green, and it's green. The lights are on, and it's green flag for a couple of drivers there. Looks like there's a good start there from Afizul Jai, who managed to get up into the first position, and James Russell follows into second place. The cars get a little bit wide, and there's a spinner off across the three cars gone off the track and are still spinning around there, but they managed to spin out of the way. It looks like it could be a safe restart for the rest of the drivers who managed to drive around those two cars. Meanwhile, up ahead at the start of the field, Afizul Jai manages to get into the lead. Shami Azri in second place and James Russell in third, but they're still battling. 2 wide, 3 wide, coming down into the bus stop chicane. Who is going to come out on top? It looks like James Russell might just be able to out-drag the field coming into the bus stop chicane. Very challenging stuff there. with inches to spare, James Russell manages to get up into first place with Afizul Jai in second, Azri in third, Aziz in fourth, and Azrael in fifth place. But it looks like it's going to be a very, very close battle. Memang saingan yang agak sengit dia, Bob.
Ya, tadi Jai ada kat depan, tiba-tiba James Russell memintas. Jai ni pun boleh tahan juga ni, laju ni. Ini Jai drifter kan? Betul kan?
Ya, betul ya. Jai Bluebird.
Jai Bluebird. Boleh tahan dia dekat adventure class
rupanya dia ada juga bakat sikit racing. Tapi itulah kita nampak apa yang dikatakan drafting ataupun slipstream effect. Dia boleh cucuk angin. Bila dapat juga peluang untuk cucuk angin tu, boleh saja memotong dengan agak senang di litar ni. So memang kita akan nampak banyak overtake pada malam ni.
Okey, dan kini perebutan di tempat pertama adalah di antara Russell, Jai dan juga Azri. Jai harus mencuba dengan lebih keras, yang mana James berada aku rasa lebih kurang dalam 2-3 kereta saja, tak jauh. So Jai kena lebihkan usaha untuk mengejar James Russell yang berada di hadapan.
Ya, itu dia. James Russell sekarang berada di hadapan dalam kurang daripada setengah saat, less than half a second between Afizul Jai and James Russell, and that means James Russell is in the danger zone for an Afizul Jai attack. But let's not forget, Shami Azri is right behind in third place, and he looks like he's going to be very close to Afizul Jai. So it's still a three-way battle for the lead. They're starting to pull away from Aziz and Azrael in fourth and fifth place, but it's still very, very tight indeed. Let's see if anybody can do that epic slipstream maneuver on James Russell as they come up through the hill there. It's going to be foot flat to the floor and very tactical coming up through the hill.
Okay, itu dia puan-puan dan tuan-puan. Sekarang kita berada di minit yang ke-15. Kita ada berbaki lebih kurang 10 minit lagi. Di dalam perlumbaan, macam-macam boleh jadi. Selagi checkered flag tak dinaikkan, ini bermakna semua pelumba ada peluang untuk menaiki podium. Dan kini, Jai telah pun memerintah James Russell. Itu dia, apa dia dah jadi? Babas!
Accident yang agak besar itu daripada James Russell yang dia berada di tempat yang pertama. Lapaknya Afizul Jai dapat memotongi dengan secara aman, tetapi mungkin ada kereta yang di belakang yang tak dapat mengawal situasi. Dan itu dia lah James Russell. Kalau orang bahasa putih dia cakap 2 into 1 don't quite fit. So it looks like James Russell was caught in a very bad place, between a rock and a hard place there. There was a car on the outside and a car behind him. There was nowhere to go, and just like at that first lap incident, the problem is that car is going to be quite damaged. So he still has fast repair on the car there, so he'll be able to drag that car into the pits, but that's going to be a big loss for James Russell, who is battling for the lead of the race there.
Okay, now we go on board.
Lloyd Loughlin. Nampaknya Shami Azri yang berada ada bermasalah sikit. Ada kereta terbalik.
Tetel. Siapa tu?
Apa terjadi sana?
Dah hilang ini dia, kita bawakan kembali. Ini rewind apa dah jadi sebentar tadi. Kita nak tengok apa sebenarnya tiba-tiba terteluh. Dia antara Shami Azri dan juga tu dia pak tayar kat atas. Settle baik.
Itu akan ambil masa untuk towing balik yang agak lama. Tapi nampaknya Shami Azri di dalam situasi yang agak rumit. Dua insiden di dalam satu lap, mungkin dia terpaksa masuk balik dan check balik dia punya lucky charms.
Okey, kedudukan sekarang. Kedudukan Jai masih lagi di tempat yang pertama, Aziz di tempat yang kedua, Azri di tempat ketiga, Sanchez di tempat keempat, mana Lloyd di tempat yang kelima.
Yes, that's right. So it's Afizul Jai in first place, Umar Aziz in second, Shami Azrael Nazli in third place, Simon Sanchez in fourth, and Lloyd Loughlin in fifth. They're battling to be the fastest foreign driver in this particular race. They're battling for fourth and fifth place, and Lloyd Loughlin's really climbed his way up through the field. Now, Lloyd's got some experience in Formula V and Formula 4 racing over in Australia for quite a few years before going into sim racing here in Malaysia. He now resides in Malaysia, but of course an Australian man of Australian descent, as they say, or as the Australians would say, Australian. Coming up towards Simon Sanchez, he's overtaking. It looks like that's Umar Aziz that has a problem there, dropping right down to the bottom of there. That means this is a race between Sanchez and Lloyd for third place, and it looks like Omar Aziz has quite a lot of damage on that car.
Apa dah jadi? Ke tepi dia. Tertiba je, slow, terus drop. Dan kedudukan telah pun berubah, yang mana Azri di tempat kedua, Sanchez tempat ketiga, Lloyd tempat keempat, Syaril di tempat kelima.
Ya, dan ni maksudnya Yung dapat Aguri Yung dapat masuk ke dalam tempat yang tujuh. Yung manages to get up to 7th place. Akina Tio up into 8th. Surin Selvaraju gets himself into the top 10 along with his teammate Federico Teixeira takes 10th place. And nampaknya pun Bobby Bobby Farid
tempat ke-11. Dah naik lah tempat ke-11.
Mungkin dia ambil taktik yang slow and steady sikit untuk perlombaan pada malam ni, tapi nampak dia memang bernaik sedikit demi sedikit.
Bernaik. Dia boleh aku katakan pemanduan yang berhati-hatilah. Jangan terlibat dengan apa-apa insiden, asalkan kau dapat finish the race, alhamdulillah. Bos Bobby kita sekarang di tempat yang ke-11.
Dan kalau tak silap Bos Bobby pun dia baru saja bermula perlombaan di dalam iRacing dalam beberapa minggu, mungkin genap 9 sahaja. Tapi itulah bakat dari yang diambil daripada dunia perlombaan sebenar, dapat tarik balik pengalaman tu ke dalam sim racing.
Yang tu kalau tak silap aku race MS5 kan, sama juga kan?
Tu dia. So, sekarang Muhammad Zikri di tempat yang ke-6 berlawan dengan Syaril Nurufuddin di hadapan dua-dua pemandu yang agak boleh dikirakan agak agresif tapi agak clean juga di dalam battle dia orang. Jom kita saksikan. Let's watch this interesting battle there. Zikri and Syaril Nurufuddin, both very, very good drivers, and the kind of drivers that are really very aggressive but clean. So let's watch.
Okey, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, yang minit yang ke-20 kita ada berbaki 5 minit dan juga beberapa pusingan saja lagi. Kita on board bersama Muhammad Zikri sekarang ini, cuba mengejar Syaril Nurufuddin yang berada di kedudukan yang kelima sekarang ini.
Nampaknya mungkin kita akan dapat 10 ataupun 11 lap anggaran saya.
25 minit tu kira lebih kurang dalam 10 lap lah
lebih kurang. Mungkin akan lagi laju di dalam pro kalau tiada yellow flag ataupun apa-apa caution period.
Kalau kita nak pro, kita bakal saksikan siapa Matt selepas ini pro?
Ada beberapa pemandu. Michael Hafiz pun berada di dalam pro. Miko Nasi, salah satu pemandu yang sekarang mengendap di Singapura pun antara salah satu bakat untuk masuki pro. Of course, Muhammad Ibrahim, Ilham Labi dan Saiful Arifin, dua alien yang beberapa banyak pengalaman di dalam iRacing. So ada jugalah banyak interesting karakter yang akan muncul nanti.
Yang menarik perhatian aku tu perkataan alien tu tau. Bermakna diorang ni memang mempunyai kelebihan yang sangat-sangat super power lah
So Jan Wong says, who is driving the safety car is the automated iRacing system. Unfortunately, we don't have full control over the ice racing safety car, so it does tend to hang around just a little bit longer than we would expect. But that is the price of safety, I suppose, and making sure that everyone gets through cleanly. And as you can see there, Teguh Irsyad, wow, teringat AIMC S1 Okayama Turtle Incident. Yeah. Kita dapat betul-betul alien UFO yang terbang terbalik pada perlombaan itu. And Faiz Aziz, nama Lloyd buat ingat kat Scott McLaughlin pula. Setahu saya tak ada kaitan lah. I don't think Lloyd Loughlin is related to Scott. Nah, Syarul Jafar sekarang berlumba dengan Moonfight, Azri dan Azman. Nampaknya agak sengit juga battle pada malam ni.
Ya, Syarul Jaafar sekarang ni berada di yang ke-21, cuba mengejar Moonfight yang berada di hadapan beliau, manakala Azri berada di hadapan Moonfight. Lap yang ke-9 Matt sekarang ni.
Ya, lap yang ke-9, lagi 2.5 minit. 2 minit lagi, so mungkin lagi 1 lap. Mungkin kita saksikan final lap. So it looks like with less than 2 minutes to go before Afizul Jai crosses the line. This could be the final lap of the race. Afizul Jai is 0.6 of a second ahead of Azrael Anazli. And look at Lloyd Lachlan. He's managed to get himself all the way up into a cash-paying and points-scoring third place there. But he's still battling very, very hard indeed with Simon Sanchez directly behind him. So this could be a battle for the final podium position. And of course, Zikri and Sharil is also right behind, ready to pounce. Nampaknya kalau Lloyd Lachlan ada apa-apa masalah ni, ada peluang untuk kutip sayur untuk 3-4 biji kereta juga sekali di belakang dia.
Ya. Lloyd Lachlan kalau tak salah aku tadi bermula di pertengahan grid dalam kedudukan 15 ke 16 macam tu, dan sekarang ni beliau mewakili Toda Asia, telah pun berada di kedudukan 4 yang teratas sekarang ni. So kita mengharapkan kalau Sanchez ataupun Azril ataupun Jai terbabas, akan membolehkan Lloyd naik mara ke peringkat seterusnya. Bukan kedudukan yang lebih ke hadapan.
Ya,
Toda Asia.
Itu dia. So it looks like Simon Sanchez managing to get himself up into third place, but Lloyd goes a little bit wide there. There's still enough racetrack left to try and fight over the third place position. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the cash prizes for first, second, and third place to really add a little bit more of an incentive to try and get these drivers to really push hard. Azrael Nazli is really closing up to Afizul Jai quite a bit there, so it looks like 2 battles that's going to go right down to the wire. We have 10 seconds to go before the white flag gets thrown out and the checkered flag gets ready for the final part of the race there. So Jai and Azrael still fighting there, very close together for the lead of the race. Sanchez and Lloyd pushing in third and fourth place there. It's all going to be down to the last 2 corners there. Let's watch the battle for the lead. Afizul Jai is in the lead. Azrael is in second place, going through the second to last corner. And the final corner, it looks like Azrael's just a little bit too far behind to try and make something work. He does get a better run off the line, but it looks like it's going to be a very close 0.2 of a second between Afizul Jai, our first race winner, and Azrael Nazli, our second place man, with Simon Sanchez battling the slipstream right to the line. It's third place for Simon Sanchez, with Lloyd in fourth, Zikri in fifth, Sharil in sixth, and Young just a little bit behind in seventh. Memang sengit.
Jai mewakili Hyperbull Tornado di kedudukan yang pertama. Malam ni ini bermakna kemenangan cash yang pertama untuk tahun ni lah bagi Jai. Dan untuk makluman semua, hadiah orang kata kita ada apa weekly prize Matt weekly prize.
So Afizul Jai ialah pemandu yang pertama yang menangi tempat pertama di dalam perlumbaan amateur, so mungkin dia akan dapat cash prize di situ. So pada masa sekarang, results are provisional at the moment, but in provisional first place, it looks like there's a change. Oh no, that's qualifying results there. We'll give us a second while we cycle through this. So we'll wait for the cars to finish there, but it is, in fact, Afizul Jai, who he started in third place, but he ended up at the front of the field there. Kamal Ali is the last man out on track going around. Dan kita akan dijemput di Paduka, kita punya COC, Club of the Course pada malam ni. Apa khabar Paduka?
Halo Paduka. Selamat malam Abang Paduka.
Selamat malam. Khabar baik?
So, bagaimana perasaan perlumbaan pertama pada malam ni?
Kita yang tengok ni, kita nervous.
Itu dia. Ada beberapa insiden, tapi saya rasa stewarding team kami yang agak mantap dah tengah handle apa-apa yang perlu dihandle kan?
Ya, betul. So far, semuanya kalau ikutkan memang terkawal lah. Cuma ada insiden yang kita tak dapat nak elak waktu first lap. Yang permulaan tu. Tapi apa-apa pun boleh hantar protes lah nanti.
So kita bagilah Paduka kerja sikit lah nampaknya.
Tapi syarat dia kita ada beberapa syarat tau. Kalau kau nak protes, first kali kau kena masuk briefing room, betul Paduka?
Betul. Kita mewajibkan untuk pelumba masuk briefing room, baru dia boleh hantar protes.
Ya, dan kalau dia tak masuk briefing tapi dia nak mengusulkan protes, so maknanya protes tu tak boleh diterima lah kan?
Tak boleh diterima, ya betul. Kita ambil konsep sebenarnya yang lebih mudah, macam kalau kat dalam real racer, dalam dunia sebenar, siapa tak datang briefing room, kita kena penalti dia, maksudnya fine dia. Biasanya dia kena dalam 100-200 macam tu. Tapi kita ubah konsep tu, mana siapa yang tak datang briefing room, tak masuk dalam briefing room, dia akan tak boleh hantar protes.
Ya, so kita ada berbaki banyak lagi, kita ada lagi 5 minggu lagi untuk makluman para pelumba selepas ini. Itu antara syarat yang dikenakan. Pastikan anda wajib menghadiri briefing room setiap kali perlumbaan. Itu dia.
Ya, itu dia untuk memastikan yang kita semua selamat. So ada apa-apa petua untuk pro driver pada malam ni di kalangan safety?
Tak ada apa tips sangat pun, cuma jaga orang kiri kanan lah, seperti sebelum ni race yang kita pernah bagi tahu, maksudnya alert dengan persekitaran dan juga enjoy your race.
Yeah, so there we go. The top advice for Paducah there for the pro racers coming up right after this is make sure you keep to your line, make sure you have that spatial awareness, you know who's on your left, who's on your right. Pay close attention to the spotter and to the I was going to say real-time app. I've been doing too much Assetto Corsa. The relative box in the black box, and make sure to enjoy the racing, guys. So it's going to be quite a thing there. Roy Charles dah komen tu, Paducah tu Mr. Kontroversi, mana boleh jadi COC, nanti bergaduh dalam protes. Paducah ni dia ambil kontroversi masa dia buat kerja media, tapi kalau dalam COC tak apa. Kan?
Harus dijelaskan lah, tu kerja media tu. Kerja media memang kita kontroversi, tapi kalau dalam tugasan seperti ini, kita kena fokus dengan kerja kita dan sentiasa berlaku adil lah.
Ya, betul tu. Okey, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, istimewanya di XOX Esports Challenge di sini, tempat pertama, kedua dan juga ketiga, ada orang ni menang hadiah yang ditaja oleh penaja kami. Terima kasih kepada para penaja. 1, 2, 3 kan, Matt, kan? Dapat cash money kan?
Ya, itu dia. Memang berbaloi jugalah untuk mencuba nasib di dalam series ini. So, antara series yang paling besar. So now, as the amateur race drivers go into the pits, the pro racers begin their warm-ups and get out on track for their practice, we're going to take a quick break. So all that remains for me to thank XOX Mobile, One XOX, XOX eSIM and Estremo Oils, and we'll be right back after these messages. back. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to the XOX Esports Challenge. I'm your host for this evening, Matthew Palmer. With me is Injet Bob, and we're at Watkins Glen for round one. And this is going to be the main event of the evening, the pro race. This is going to be so exciting. Seronok kan?
Ya, itu dia. Sebentar tadi kita dah menyaksikan kelas amatur dan sekarang dah bakal menyaksikan pro kelas di XOX Esports Challenge 2020, Matt.
Ya, itu dia. So, tadi kita ada AM race ataupun amateur race yang agak exciting juga dan agak hangat juga, battle up and down the field memang betul-betul dekat. Hanya 1 ataupun 2 saat saja antara kumpulan kereta. Sekarang kita akan masuk ke dalam sesi pro ataupun professional race. So the professional race is going to be absolutely amazing. We have some very, very fast drivers. So let's take a look at the entry list for the pro race.
Okey, jom. Okey, sebentar lagi kita akan menyaksikan list pro racer kita. Kali ni kalau tak silap aku, kita ada lebih daripada 30 pelumba, Matt.
30 pelumba dalam kategori pro yang boleh dikirakan antara the top 30 dalam Asia. Sikit lagi kita akan cuba tekankan. Itu dia. So kita saksikan pro class. Let's have a look at the drivers. Muhammad Ibrahim was our fastest qualifier and he heads the list there, but there are a lot of fast drivers behind. Ilham Hlabi and Miko Nasi are two very, very quick drivers. Two aliens in the sim racing world. Teguh Ezan Le is another very quick driver. Brother of Teguh Jan Le, nicknamed Mr. 10. Muhammad Hafiz Suhaimi also goes by the name of Taichi Yagami. He is a bona fide legend in the Pro Turismo sport community and he's taken to iRacing like a duck to water. Wicked Low and Jade Chong, very quick drivers. Saifu Arifin is another one of those veterans who just knows how to push the cars. We also have a few real-life drivers alongside Miko Nasi and Teguh Ezan Le. Ruben Wong is out there as well, and we have Freddie Ang along with Calvin Ha and Aaron Lim as well, and Dominic Ang. So professional level racing drivers and also heroes from our MSF series. You can see there Muhammad Hafiz Kamaruddin, aka Michael Hafiz. We had a chat with him in the pre-race show and he had a lot to share about his racing experience. So kita ada banyak juga nama di situ. Akib Basarong pun dapat masuk juga di dalam kategori profesional. Chok Fong Fang, Aiman Zubil. Ada tak ada nama-nama yang boleh kirakan exciting sikit yang Encik Bob dapat nampak?
Kalau tadi amatur kelas tadi pun dah menarik, apatah lagi kita dah masuk ke pro kelas. Macam biasa, jangan lupa tekan like, subscribe dan juga share. Sebab kita sekarang kita bersiaran dekat Facebook, kita ada bersiaran dekat YouTube dan juga Instagram ada tak belum ya? Tak ada lagi. So kita minta jasa baik tuan-tuan dan puan supaya dapat subscribe, like dan juga share perlumbaan ini di laman-laman sosial anda.
Yeah, so just as Encik Bob there said, do leave a comment down below. We'll try and talk about them. We can see there are a few comments there just with the all the best drivers. Afi Fadlan aka Afa. Foo, that was fun. And thank you to Bruno Cardozo for a good race. Thanks, Adrenaline Impact at XOX. Thank you so much for liking us. Afiq Fadlan likes the stream as well. And Faisal Alan's been so kind to share the stream. Faisal Alan, one of the top rally drivers in Malaysia and also an occasional iRacing competitor as well. So do leave a comment down there, and when you do that, hit that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to share that sim racing love around.
Okey, antara pelumba yang bersama dengan kita kali ni pro class, tadi Max dah cakap dalam bahasa Inggeris tapi namanya sama juga, tapi tak apa, aku ulang sekali. Pelumba pro class kita ada Muhammad Ibrahim, Ilham Halabi, Mika Nasi, Tengku Izan Lee, Muhammad Aris Suhaimi. Apa nama tu yang alien seorang tu bang?
Muhammad Hafiz Suhaimi yang biasanya memakai nama Taichi Yagami.
Taichi Yagami. Apa yang mana nama dia? Muhammad Hafiz Suhaimi
Muhammad Afif kalau tak silap.
Weh, Taichi Yagami tu power bye. Aku rindu kat aksi dia. Aku pernah saksikan masa tu kalau tak silap perlumbaan mana FD2 dan juga Alteza tak silap. Betul ke?
Ya, di dalam perlumbaan AC ataupun Assetto Corsa, dia memang salah satu daripada alien yang memang susah nak Nak susah nak berlawan dengan dia. Sekarang dia cuba ambilkan skill tu dan masukkan ke dalam iRacing. Harap-harap dia dapatlah menangi perlombaan pada masa ni.
Tai Chi Yagami.
Tapi tengok tu, Ruben Wong pun dapat masuk sekali. Ada beberapa nama daripada dunia MCS dan MSF dan juga pelumba-pelumba yang dah membawa nama Malaysia masuk ke overseas juga ya.
Selain daripada itu, kita juga bersama artis kita bersama Maicil Hafiz ataupun Muhammad Hafiz Kamarudin mewakili Todak Motorsport. Semalam ada bersama dengan Matthew di dalam segmen pre-race show pada malam tadi.
Ya, memang agak seru juga dapat chit-chat dengan dia dan dapatkan pendapatan dia di dalam perlumbaan ni. So itu dia, Kelvin Ha dan Aaron Lim, Freddy Ang, Akib Ansarul, Nakib Azlan, Muhammad Azam Azmi, Nigel Chua pun agak salah satu pelumba yang agak laju juga. Dan Iman Danish adalah teammate kepada Hafiz Kamarudin dan dia lah salah satu daripada pelumba yang pun tidak ada bakat untuk mungkin masuk ke dalam dunia perlumbaan yang sebenar di tahun-tahun ke depan. Hanya umur dia hanya, kalau tak silap, 14 tahun saja.
14 tahun. Yang ni sama lebih kurang sebaya dengan Muhammad Ibrahim ni. Aku rasa Muhammad Ibrahim pun hampir sebaya dengan dia ataupun mungkin lebih muda.
Alright, so let's have a look at the giveaway prize. So having a look at that, we have the prepaid section, the black section, the free Oppo Reno 4, as well as the Sim Magic and Sim X products as well. So have a good look at the XOX Esports Challenge giveaway prize. We're giving away 5 winners in qualifying round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 for new SIM cards and 10 gigs of free data. And we also have a black one XOX plan. 3 winners for those guys as well. 3 months free with their fantastic service coverage and also their famous burn-proof package. So you don't have to use all 10 gigs. You can always bring that forward to the next month. And of course, if you want the free phone, there's going to be 1 winner for each one of those rounds and a special giveaway for round 6. So the SL Magic M10 direct drive wheelbase for sim racing and a Sim X high-end aluminium sim racing rig. So with this, you can really dominate the competition out there in your attempts to be a sim racing alien. So do stick around and have a good look at those giveaway prizes. Pretty good, huh? Cantik,
Tu meriah, meriah. Istimewanya perlombaan kali ni hadiah sangat-sangat menarik. So kita kena mengucapkan terima kasihlah kepada penaja-penaja kita kerana memeriahkan lagi hadiah di XOX Esports Challenge. Terima kasih penaja.
Yes, thanks a lot to the sponsors out there. The special thanks goes out to XOX Mobile, One XOX, XOX eSIM, and Estremo Oil of Italy for sponsoring this race. And now we're heading into, I believe, the practice session at the moment, and we're seeing the cars drive around there. That's Muhammad Ibrahim, that's the fastest man out there. He's currently the fastest man out on track with a 209.603. Not as quick just yet as the AM drivers were going at, and that just goes to show how close everything is. We base the qualifying results on the track at Okayama, and it could be that some of the drivers here would have more of an advantage on a fast-flowing track like this X-Grand Prix venue at Watkins Glen. Miko Nasi is in second place. He's in the Full Focus Racing Mazda alongside with Ibrahim. I believe they are, if not teammates, but running the same livery at the very least. Yes, so they are teammates, and rather fittingly, they're first and second on the field right now, really looking to try and dominate the field there. Saiful Arifin is in third place, followed by Nazmi Mazli. Ilham Halabi is in fourth, Shami Aizan in fifth, Shami Aizan is in sixth, Jay Chong is in seventh, Tiku Ezan is in 8th, Freddy is in 9th place, and Michael Hafiz in 10th position.
Itu dia, macam seperti tadi, sama juga macam kelas. Di pro class juga kita ada sesi praktis. Kita ada bagi lebih kurang dalam 50 minit
Yeah.
50 minit ke 50 minit. Dan sekarang ni kita on board bersama Michael Hafiz. Ini antara artis yang kita bawakan kepada anda di pre-race show pada malam tadi. Michael Hafiz mewakili tim Todak. Beliau bakal bergandingan dengan Iman Danish, rakan sepasukan beliau. Berapa catatan masa yang menjadi catatan sekarang ni? 2.10.355 saat. Itu dia Michael Hafiz daripada Todak Motorsport.
Ya, itu dia. Agak laju juga di luar sana. Dominic Ang juga di tempat yang 12 dan nampak dia memang pemandu yang mungkin dulu di kataan pemandu real life tu mungkin tak selaju sim racer, tapi sekarang kita nampak yang dia memang mencabar alien-alien di dalam dunia maya sekali. So mungkin kita akan nampak persaingan yang agak sengit pada malam ni. So it's going to be a really close battle there. They used to say that the real racing drivers didn't quite have the edge over the sim racing aliens, but it looks like with Miko Nasi so far up and quite a few real life racing drivers in the field, it looks like the aliens up at the front really have their work cut out of it. And of course, with Muhammad Ibrahim right up the front, it's going to be a real challenge to try and take that first place away from him. Let's have a look at Taki from Todak Revolution. Inilah banyak pasukan Todak yang dapat masuk ke dalam sesi pro.
Todak dia banyak hantar, tapi dia ada buat pecahan-pecahan Todak lagi. Bak kata Maicil, walaupun satu pasukan, langgar tetap langgar, lawan tetap lawan.
So boleh dikirakan macam di MotoGP, we have the system of a main team and satellite teams. So in Todak Motorsports we have satellite teams as well, and Taki is racing for one of them, Todak Revolution, down there in 13th place.
Dan sekarang ni Muhammad Ibrahim antara pemenang kita. Beliau adalah antara yang pertama menangi hadiah daripada penaja kita. Muhammad Ibrahim berjaya membawa pulang hadiah wang tunai RM1,000 dengan catatan masa terpantas. Ini yang sebelum-sebelum ni lah. Kami mengucapkan terima kasih kepada penaja kami yang menawarkan hadiah yang sangat menarik. Sebabnya race kat luar pun bukan senang nak dapat hadiah besar macam ni bang.
Kita dapat correction juga. Afa baru komen Muhammad Ibrahim 17 tahun.
17 tahun Ya ke?
Itulah masa ni kadang creep up sikit kan.
Mungkin
tapi itu dia masih muda lagi. Tapi kita tak adalah risau terasa tua sangat. Okay, so sekarang kita masuk ke dalam sesi kelayakan ataupun qualifying session. And as we ride on board with Azam Azni, we are entering into the qualifying session. Shonto comments down there, good luck to all. Afif Fadlan says, come on Kimi. And we're really going to look into a fantastic race coming right up here. So stick around, don't go away. Let's have a quick look at how they qualified before we head off into the race.
Okey tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, anda sekarang sedang menyaksikan XOX Esports Challenge round pertama. Kali ini kita bawakan kepada anda Pro Class. Hanya terhebat, hanya terlaju, hanya terpadu, hanya untuk anda.
Ya, itu dia. So kita tengok Azam ni memang susah juga nak dapat agakkan braking zone dan turn in point dekat litar ni. Bukan seperti Sepang, seliko dia agak besar, agak berkira radius yang besar juga. So itulah salah satu daripada challenge untuk litar ni untuk dapatkan kelajuan yang agak tepat. Ini ialah Wicked Low, salah satu lagi pelumba One XOX.
Macam seperti tadi kita dapat saksikan Bos Bobby di kategori amateur. Kali ni Wicked berada di Pro Class. Dia berganding dengan siapa Aku rasa satu tim ada dua kereta.
Satu tim ada dua kereta dan dua-dua kereta dia dalam kategori Pro ataupun kategori M. So Wicked Low ni pun boleh dikira pemandu yang di dalam tim pecahan. Taichi ataupun Muhammad Afif pun adalah teammate Wicked Low di dalam kategori Pro. So boleh dikirakan dia orang dua ialah dalam satu pasukan One XOX di KKR.
Yelah, betul lah. One XOX pandai lah dia ambil driver dia, pandai lah. Taichi Agami alien.
Ini mungkin ada peluang untuk mendapatkan posisi pertama di dalam Teams Championship nanti dengan Taichi, dan Wicked Low pun agak laju juga. Tapi sekarang jom kita naik dengan Ibrahim. So let's go on board with Ibrahim as he goes through the first corner there. Very important to use all of the exit there, and now it's all about carrying the straight line speed through this section on the run up to turn 4 and the bus stop chicane. He just moves the car over to the left hand side as slowly as possible to try and scrub us as little speed as possible before coming into the braking zone. Very difficult overtaking opportunity, but this is one of the best places to try and overtake. Now coming through the carousel here, it's very difficult to try and set the car up through here before exiting the corner. Now these cars exit a little bit earlier because we're going off the NASCAR track and onto the Grand Prix layout, the Watkins Glen International layout here, infamously known as the Boot. Very, very challenging track here because it narrows down a lot more compared to the rest of the track, and the braking zones get a lot harder. Long radius sweeping corners really test the driver's ability to try and hold that fast, ideal racing line, and the changes in elevation really do push the drivers to use all of their skills. Now coming up to the heel section here, very difficult on the braking. You're going over the crest, the car starts to go a little bit light as you get into the brakes. Before you turn in, you want to use as much of that outside curve as you can before heading up into the third to last corner. Very difficult here, very tight as you come back out onto the NASCAR/short course. Coming into the final two braking zones here, it's all about keeping your speed up through here. Very, very difficult to go around the left-hand side here, and very, very neat and tidy to go around the right-hand side here. Again, you have to use all of the curb possible on the exit there. Ibrahim using a nice good chunk there, but of course you don't want to go too wide because you'll end up in the barrier.
Itu dia tuan-tuan dan puan, antara peserta kita yang paling laju, bukan lagi peserta paling laju, memanglah terbukti sebab beliau dah membawa pulang RM1,000 tempoh hari.
Ya, soalan dia bukan kalau dia boleh menang, tapi siapa yang boleh cabarkan Ibrahim pada malam ini.
Ya, tapi ada tapi je. Ada setengah orang boleh buat best time, tapi di dalam perlombaan sebenar banyak lagi sebarang kemungkinan boleh berlaku, sebab time attack dan juga pelumba, dan aku rasa dua perkara yang berbeza. Ada setengah pelumba dia boleh buat time, ada setengah pelumba dia tak boleh nak handle masa time CCT. So kita nak tengok Muhammad Ibrahim, adakah beliau berjaya mengekalkan kejuaraan beliau yang mana fastest time milik beliau, tapi bolehkah beliau bertahan sewaktu perlombaan sebenar nanti?
Ya, mungkin jawapan akan didapatkan ataupun clue boleh didapatkan in qualifying. So we can see there's a clue as to who's going to be challenging Ibrahim for the top spot in the qualifying session right now. Saiful Arifin has gone quickest with a 2:09.8 second lap time. Miko Nasi is in second place. He's another one to look out for the lead. And Chami Aizan is just behind Ibrahim. So it's Saiful Arifin from Miko Nasi, Muhammad Ibrahim in third place, Chami Aizan in fourth, and Azam in fifth with Pang, Taki, Jazrin, Kilvinda, and Dominic, with Ruben going into 8th place, rounding out the top 11.
Bukan calon-calon orang baik di dalam kategori Pro Class ni. Kalau tadi kita tengok amateur pun dah laju, di dalam kategori Pro Class lagi laju. Ilham Halabi, ini dia on board bersama Ilham Halabi. Juga salah satu pelumba daripada Todak Motorsport.
Kalau tak silap dia bermula lumba di dalam iRacing dalam tahun 2008 atau 2009.
Lama.
Bila iRacing ni keluar, sebab platform ni adalah platform yang boleh dikirakan amat matang. Walaupun dia agak boleh dikira old platform, tapi dia sentiasa diperbaharui. So graphics dia semakin lama semakin cantik, physics dia lagi lama lagi accurate, dan ialah dia punya experience semakin lama semakin bagus. Memang boleh kirakan very well established platform, dan Ilham Labi ni boleh dikirakan antara salah satu daripada pelumba iRacing yang ranking paling tinggi di dalam iRacing Malaysia. Itu dia. Ilham Labi dapat masuk ke dalam tempat yang kedua, 209.887, agak dekat juga saingan daripada Saiful Arifin dan Ilham Labi di hadapan, antara dua hero daripada series AIMC yang dah lepas. Memasuki di dalam competition yang baru pun masih ada saingan ataupun friendly rivalry.
Okey, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, anda sedang menyaksikan Pro Class sekarang ini yang terpantas menjadi milik Saiful dengan catatan masa 2.098491 saat. Manakala Ilham Halabi di tempat kedua terpantas, Miko di tempat ketiga, manakala Muhammad Ibrahim di tempat keempat. Kita bakal menyaksikan siapakah yang mendapatkan grade 1, 2, 3 selepas ini. Kita ada berbaki, saya kira lebih kurang dalam 7 minit lagi, yang mana sesi qualify hanya diberikan masa 15 minit sahaja.
Yeah, itu dia. So basically the drivers will have a clear track all to themselves, but they're all running at the same time. So one car to one track, each driver basically given their own piece of track to race on. And the fastest time, of course, determines your grid position. Only 15 minutes to try and get through all of this. There is roughly 6 to 7 minutes left on the clock, and these drivers are really pushing very, very hard indeed. So that's Aaron Lim that we're on board with right now, I believe, ex-A1GP driver. A very, very quick driver indeed, coming across the line. He's still on warm-up lap, it looks like. Let's see where he pops up. And it looks like he pops up in 18th place, so he has quite a bit more time to try and find from that MX-5 car. Muhammad Ibrahim, meanwhile, he's gone on an attack to 10.051, and it looks like he's just quite unable to finish the lap, and that's a very flamboyant way for him to end his attempt. He'll go back to the pits and try again. Michael Hafiz, let's see, jom kita tengok apa timing Michael Hafiz.
Maici Hafiz 2.11332. Tapi bak kata Maici semalam lah, beliau join perlumbaan kali ni hanya untuk suka-suka. Dia kata tak naklah serius sangat. Dia kata
itu dia. Jom kita saksikan Wicked Low. Boleh juga agak laju juga pemandu ni. Kita tengok ada beberapa pemandu lagi, Akib Basarom, Wicked Low, Taki, Azab Azmi, Dominic Ang. Boleh dikirakan grid ataupun track dah memang penuh dengan percubaan kelayakan pada malam ni. Inilah Tukuk Ezan dengan kereta Hello Kitty dia.
Hello Kitty boy.
Ya, livery yang agak special, URT Team Pink.
Gila rare dia punya livery dia. Decal Hello Kitty kereta warna pink.
Special sikit. Memang susah nak cari decal Hello Kitty daripada kedai. Dia mesti custom make tu.
Pico.
Itu dia.
Okay.
Ni dah lagi satu pasukan, iaitu pasukan paduan yang memang setia dengan kami untuk beberapa series yang sudah berlepas. Dan Faiz Azlan ialah salah satu daripada kira old-timers lah daripada dunia iRacing ni. Dia pun bermula sesi kelayakan dia.
Okey, kita memasuki minit yang ke-10, 52 saat. Ada berbaki lebih kurang dalam 4 minit saja lagi.
There we have it. Freddie Ang as well out there with a slightly different version of the Hello Kitty livery in purple. Very, very nice looking. He's done himself a 2:29.264. That usually means that he's on a warm-up lap and he'll start pushing. Now, as you can see, he's using a lot of that track. You are allowed to use a lot more track on the exit on the first corner there than you normally would do. But for now, 11 minutes have gone, about 3.5 to 4 minutes left, and Saiful Arifin is still on pole position with Ilham Halabi on the front row alongside him. Muhammad Ibrahim is in 3rd place with Miko Nasi in 4th place. Taki is in 5th, followed by Shami Aizan, Azan Azni, and Chok Rong Pang in 8th position, with Ruben Wong in 9th and Jay Chung in 10th place. That's our top 10 so far.
Okey, kini kedudukan telah pun berubah. Aku rasa Saiful di tempat pertama, Ilham Halabi di tempat kedua, Muhammad Ibrahim di tempat ketiga, Miko di tempat keempat, Taki di tempat kelima, Sami Aizan tempat ke-6, Azam tempat ke-7, Pang tempat ke-8, dan sekarang on board bersama Dominic Ang. Kita berbaki lebih kurang 3 minit saja lagi. 3 minit saja sesi qualify.
Adakah kita nampak siapa-siapa yang boleh mencabalkan Saiful Arifin? Saiful Arifin's gone faster still, a 209.842 He is trying to push that pole position away from any other challenges, but there's still cars out there. Ilham Labi is still out on track. Miko Nasi as well. Jay Chong could do it. Kelvinder Singh could do it as well, pushing very hard out there on track in order to try and get up into the top positions. So nampaknya macam beberapa lagi percubaan untuk cuba naiki ke dalam tempat yang pertama, tapi Saiful Arifin dapat push sikit timing dia.
Okey, ini dah tim XOX Taichi Yagami. Alien.
Apa masa dia 21, mungkin lagi satu lap dia akan cuba push untuk dapatkan masa yang lagi terpantas. Kebiasaan usually with these cars they take more than one lap to warm up the tires, maybe so they might take 2 or 3 laps before they really attack and get that fastest time. So these guys are out there, the perfect opportunity to be putting their fastest times in just at the end of the qualifying session. So this is going to be very, very exciting.
Okey, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, jangan lupa tekan like, subscribe dan juga share, yang mana kita sekarang sedang bersiaran di beberapa page di Facebook dan juga kita juga live di YouTube. Dan kami juga ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih di atas penghantar bintang sebentar tadi.
Yes, a special thanks to all those guys who gifted us 50 stars. That means a lot to know that you guys appreciate what we do here. So a very, very special thanks to all of you guys out there. And a special thanks there. We see Jordan liking the stream, Martin A following the stream. Thanks to those two guys for joining in. To all you guys commenting there, you can see Fami, Redzwan, Go Azam Azni, Go Paduan Racing. He was so excited, he put that up there 4 times. But we are live on Facebook as well as on YouTube, so do go hit that like button and leave a comment down below on Facebook and on YouTube, and while you're there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share that sim racing love around. Special thanks goes out to our sponsors, XOX Mobile, 1XOX, XOX Esports, and Estremo Oils of Italy. But now we're coming up to the last few seconds of qualifying. Sikit lagi kita akan menghampiri hujung sesi kelayakan pada malam ni. Jom kita saksikan siapa, kalau ada tak siapa-siapa yang boleh mengatasi Saiful Arifin.
Waduh baik, Saiful Arifin, itu dia sesi qualifying telah pun tamat sebentar tadi. Baiklah tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, sebentar lagi anda akan menyaksikan yang terpadu, yang terlaju, yang terhebat kami bawakan khas untuk anda di dalam sesi Pro Class.
Yeah, let's go. So now we're about to grid up, and as we're gridding up, we're going to have a quick look at the field. Saiful Arifin is on pole position, followed by Ilham Labi in second place. That is 2 Toda Racing cars at the front of the field, first and second place, with Miko Nasi in third place and Muhammad Ibrahim in fourth. Full Focus Racing takes out the second row of the grid. Dominic Ang and Muhammad Taki from URT Red and Toda Revolution respectively in 5th and 6th place. Sami Aizan is in 7th, followed by Azam Azni, Chok Fung Pang, Ruben Wong, Jay Chong, and Wei Kit Lo in 12th.
Ini dia kedudukan grid yang telah pun ditentukan. Kita ada lebih daripada 30 kereta yang bersaing hebat pada malam ini. Pro Class, dalam sesi Pro Class.
Itu dia, Kevin De Singh, Aaron Lim, Tengku Ezali dan Michael Hafiz ialah saling beberapa pemandu yang mungkin boleh ditinjau di belakang. Those are the names to look out for. A few of the guys out there, including Nazmi Mazdi, Aaron Lim, Michael Hafiz, Akid Basrom, Azlan Manap as well. Drivers that are fairly quick out there trying to get into the action. Azlan Manap is the last driver to load up into the sim, and very, very shortly we will start going off again. We will see the 5 red lights, and when they go out, it's go time. So we've got 1 red light, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, pause, and it's away we go. And there's a slow starting car there. Looks like Ibrahim had a very bad start, but that means the 3 cars are up ahead. Saiful Arifin, Ilham Labi, Miko Nasi are now battling. 3 wide coming into turn 1. Who's going to come out on top? The cars are right next to each other there. Saiful really rotating the car on the apex there to try and get through. But right behind him, Ilham Lami and Miko Nasi are side by side climbing up the hill. Meanwhile, at the back of the field, there's cars 2 wide and 3 wide. Chufan Fang in a very, very tricky situation as they climb up through the hill. The cars are really pushing very hard. There's a lot of slipstream right now at the start of the race, so it's going to be absolutely critical to get the braking zone just right coming into the bus stop section there. Let's see how these guys go through here. Really hard on the brakes. It's going to be a very, very challenging race there. 4 wide going into the apex. There's a big accident behind. There's a big accident. 2 cars, 3 cars, 4 cars off. It looks like the racetrack is clear, so they can still keep going, but that was a very, very big impact there. That looks to be Aaron Lim, who has gone off the track there, and Wicked Low still managing to keep the car running. They have a chance to try and use one of those 2 fast repairs later on in the race, but right now Saiful Arifin in first place, Miko Nasi in second, and Ilham Labi in third. Memang mendebarkan ya.
Ya, tapi berbeza dengan Amatur tadi first lap tadi pun dah ada insiden, tapi yang ni dah ujung-ujung sekali barulah ada insiden. Tadi TKK awan XOX yang terbabas sebentar tadi.
Itu dia Wicked Low, tapi nampak dia macam dia masih berjalan lagi di dalam tempat yang peluang 14. Tapi Miko Nasi daripada Finland tapi sekarang menginap di Singapura. So Miko Nasi from Finland. As they say, if you want to win, hire a Finn, and the guys there at that racing team really did strike up well with that. Miko Nasi now pushing Saiful Arifin right up there. Meanwhile, Jaswin Jali is pushing Freddie Ang very hard there. Nazmi's behind him. The midfield battle is still raging on. It's almost like a NASCAR race. Then it looks like Freddie's gone off the track there. Freddie's gone off the track. It looks like he's able to get back on just in time to lose only 2 positions. That was a very lucky escape there from Freddie Ang, using all of his experience to try and keep the car in one piece there for Team URT Pink. But meanwhile, we can see that he's still battling with Nazmi Mazli and just about managing to get himself up ahead. Meanwhile, Dominic Ang is pushing very hard up against Taki and Ibrahim up ahead. It looks like it's going to be a 6-car battle for the front of the field there. So while Saiful Arifin is in the lead, it looks like Miko, Ibrahim, Ilham, Taki and Dominic are really pushing hard there. Let's see whether they can get past coming into the braking zone here. Very tough braking zone here. It looks like Ibrahim tried to have a look, but he didn't quite go through. Miko Nasi is beginning to lose a little bit of pace compared to Saiful Arifin. But this could just be tyre preservation. Even though it's only a 25-minute race, you can still gain something by looking after the tyres.
Power by, dan kali ini Saiful Arifin masih lagi mendahului perlombaan. Diketahui terdapat oleh Miko, Ilham dan juga Ibrahim di tempat yang keempat. Tuan-tuan dan puan, ini dia on board bersama Muhammad Ibrahim mewakili tim Full Focus Racing, cuba mengejar Ilham Halabi di tempat yang ketiga, dan kini berjaya. Ibrahim telah pun berjaya memintas Ilham Halabi dan kini cuba mengejar Miko pula yang berada di hadapan beliau.
Ya, dan Taki cuba mengutip sayur sikit, trying to take advantage to try and overtake Ilham Halabi at the same time. I must say the Full Focus Racing guys have really cottoned on and managed to get a fantastic team together. The combination of Ibrahim and Miko in one team looks to bode very, very well for their chances in the team's championship, and it looks like Miko also has still a lion's roar of trying to win this race. So a quick Finn and Ibrahim as well pushing very hard behind.
Okey, masih lagi berada di lap yang kedua. Di dalam perlombaan masih apa-apa pun masih boleh terjadi selagi checker flag tidak dinaikkan. Semua pelumba ada peluang untuk mendapatkan kedudukan yang terbaik.
It looks like there has been another small incident with Azam losing a couple of places there, but right now the battle is still up at the front of the field. Most of the field is within 2 or 3 seconds of each other. It's absolutely that close. Battling through there. It looks like Faiz Aslan right now. He's going to be battling up into the front of the field, outbreaking everyone to try and go through. Aslan Manap trying to give his teammates some space going around the outside there. They touch, just managing to keep the cars running through there, but Aslan Manap's come off a little bit worse from that contact. He's let Ayman through into 21st position. This is the battle that's going on at the back of the field, so you could imagine what's going on at the front there. The drivers are still all in a pack, really pushing the cars up as hard as they can. Shami Aizan, meanwhile, is battling with Ruben Wong. There's battles all over the field there. Let's see if Shami Aizan can overtake Ruben Wong.
Itulah Syamil Aizan mewakili tim Hyperboost Taurus. Di kedudukan yang ke-9, cuba mengejar Ruben Wong yang berada di hadapan beliau. Dan kini kedudukan telah pun berubah, yang mana Saiful, Ibrahim dan juga Miko saling pintas memintas on board bersama Ilham Mahlabi yang juga cuba mengejar 3 yang terpantas di hadapan beliau.
Nampaknya macam mungkin ada sebuah tactical maneuver. Miko Nasi tak dapat mengejar Saiful Arifin, so dia cuba menghantarkan Ibrahim mewakili pasukan full focus untuk cuba ke hadapan. So it looks like a bit of tactical work there. Miko Nasi and Ibrahim swapping positions. That's probably the most clever thing you could do, really. If you're not able to catch the guy in the lead, you could try and let your teammate have a go for a couple of laps to try and catch the car up ahead. Meanwhile, Miko Nasi is doing a good job of trying to keep Ilham Hlabi at bay, but obviously Ilham's going to try as much as possible in order to try and get past these 2 red full focus cars. But for now, Saiful Arifin is trying to build up that gap. 1.1 seconds between Saiful Arifin and Ilham Hlabi, with Miko Nasi in 3rd, Ilham in 4th, Dominic in 5th, and Jay Chung in 6th place.
Betul, Matt. Satu kerjasama yang sangat cantik dapat kita saksikan, yang mana Miko dan juga Ibrahim satu tim yang sama cuba mengekalkan posisi mereka di kedudukan tempat kedua dan juga tempat ketiga. Aku rasa diorang tak halang, cuma mereka mengekalkan racing line beliau. Yang ini masih lagi dibenarkan.
Ya, itu dia. Close, clean, tough but fair racing. Dia mungkin nampak agak agresif tetapi still in control.
Ya, dan kini Ilham Halabi harus bekerja keras untuk memintas Miko di tempat yang ketiga.
Jom kita saksikan kalau Ilham Halabi boleh memintaskan Miko Nasi masuk dalam zone braking ataupun braking zone tu. Hampir mendapati peluang. Almost had him there into the braking zone there, but of course there's still a few more overtaking maneuvers before the end of the lap. Watch out for the corner after next. Coming through this section here, this is another place where you can try and make an overtake maneuver work, but it looks like Ilham doesn't quite have the space. He's going to have to wait for the toe section of the boot in order to try and make that overtake maneuver work. But Miko really pushing that car very, very hard indeed to try and stay ahead of Ilham Halabi.
Itu dia. View daripada Ilham Halabi sangat cantik, yang mana kedudukan kereta pertama, kedua dan ketiga berada di hadapan beliau, dan dapat kita saksikan sekarang ini masih lagi cubaan usaha keras Ilham Halabi cuba mengejar perebutan tempat yang ketiga sekarang ni.
Ya, itu dia. So Ilham Halabi di tempat yang keempat, Dominic Ang di tempat yang kelima. Boleh dikirakan kelima-lima pemandu ni mungkin ada peluang untuk mengutip sayur sikit kalau ada apa-apa yang terjadi di hadapan. So memang perlumbaan agak ketat ya. So the top 5 are still within striking distance of each other. So if there's any mistakes from the front runners, there's still 4 or 5 other drivers that could potentially make amends and try and take advantage of the situation. Now Ilham Halabi is going to go onto the start-finish straight. This is another opportunity to try and get that slipstream down the main straight into turn 1. Will Ilham Halabi try and take it, or will he try at the next overtaking maneuver there? But it looks like Muhammad Ibrahim manages to go for the lead. He tries to overtake Saiful Arifin, but he goes out wide and he ends up at the back of the field there. And it looks like Saiful Arifin is now down into 2nd place. Miko Nasi now battling very, very hard with Ilham Halabi. They're going to go side by side. This is when the Toyota cars try and strike, but it looks like Ibrahim managed to get ahead and strike first. It's going to be a battle of the brakes at the end of the straight here. They're both really battling very hard, and right behind them they're going 4 wide, trying to go through the field there. It's hard on the brakes there, and it looks like Miko didn't quite get through there. Saiful Arifin has dropped down a little bit, and Ilham Halabi's gone up into 2nd place. So Ilham Halabi's gone from 4th to 2nd, and Miko Nasi takes advantage and goes up into 3rd place there. And it looks like Dominic is also fighting very hard with Saiful Arifin. There's change all over the field there. We have a complete shake-up of top 5. Semua bertukar di dalam 3 selekoh ya, posisi dia di hadapan.
Apa dah jadi ni? Tadi Saiful daripada tempat pertama, kini turun di tempat keempat. Nampak gaya Saiful aku rasa dia dah hilang fokus, yang mana Ibrahim dan juga Miko cuba mengasak beliau, dan kini Saiful terpaksa akur berada di tempat yang keempat.
Ya, dan ini maksudnya Ibrahim berada di tempat yang pertama mengikuti dengan Ilham Halabi, pemandu pertama dan pertama dan kedua paling terpantas di dalam sesi kualifikasi ataupun sesi kelayakan. Kami sekarang berada di tempat yang pertama dan kedua di dalam perlumbaan kali ini. Miko Nasi, however, is still going very quick indeed. Saif Arifin in fourth place. They're still very close together. Inilah yang saya maksudnya, mungkin ada peluang untuk kutip saya. Rupanya memang betul-betul dia berkutip saya.
Okey, kedudukan sekarang ini Ibrahim di tempat pertama, Ilham Halabi di tempat kedua, tadi tempat keempat berjaya mendapat tempat kedua, manakala Miko Nasi di tempat ketiga, Saiful berada di tempat keempat, manakala Dominic tempat kelima, Chong di tempat keenam. Itu dia, kedudukan telah berubah guys. Perebutan tempat ketiga.
Itu dia, 0.3 saat, 0.5 saat, 0.1 saat, memang dekat selagi. Tampaknya Saiful Arifin akan cuba untuk memintas Miko Nasi di hadapan.
On board bersama Saiful Arifin daripada Todak Racing.
So it looks like Saiful Arifin might try and make an overtaking maneuver work, and it looks like Ilham Halabi might try and make an overtaking maneuver work as well. It's going to be synchronized overtaking if they can manage to pull this off, but not quite. They just about managed to keep those positions. Ibrahim still in first place, Miko Nasi in third place. That looked to be a fantastic bit of synchronized defending from a synchronized attack. This is almost like team play here, with the drivers trying to help each other out and try and get themselves up to the top of the field. This is absolutely exciting stuff at the pointy end of the field here. Really, really pushing very hard indeed through this next few corners there. This is where the battles are really shaking up. And now it looks like third place, Miko Nasi is going to go around the outside. He's gone around the outside of Ilham Halabi. Will he be able to go around the outside of his teammate? Not quite, but he just about slots in behind him. And now he's going to help his teammate to really defend. They're going to go side by side and try to stop the Toda Motorsports drivers from doing anything through here. Fantastic tactical teamwork there. Memang pandai lah pakai strategi dan taktik.
Dua pasukan sekarang sedang bergasak untuk mendapat tempat pertama dan tempat kedua, yang mana Muhammad Ibrahim dan juga pasukannya berada di tempat pertama dan juga kedua, manakala Todak Motorsport cuba mendapatkan ataupun cuba memintas kedudukan itu.
Ya, dua-dua bersebelahan untuk separuh lap. Ini memang aksi yang memang mendebarkan, drama yang memang menghangatkan suasana malam ni.
Tapi kombinasi Miko dan juga Ibrahim aku tengok sangat cantik lah. Mereka ni saling bekerjasama untuk mengekalkan kedudukan mereka.
And they see them trying to break the toe, trying to move around to stop the slipstreaming effect, stop the punching of the air that makes these overtaking maneuvers work. They're really pushing the car very hard indeed, all the way out to the outside there, as is the racing line here at Watkins Glen, a unique part of this racetrack. Ibrahim looks like he went pretty wide compared to the rest of them. It's now past the halfway mark in the race, and Muhammad Ibrahim is up there in first place. Miko Nasi is in second, but they're under attack from Ilham Halabi and Saiful Arifin, and you can still see Dominic Ang right behind him just in case. And now, as you can see there, they're trying to overtake. It looks like Ilham Halabi might be able to get past. Not quite. He does get past Saiful Arifin there. Very aggressive over the curbs there. And it really is looking like it's going to be a battle royale all the way to the end. But just behind Dominic is Jay Chong Kelvinda and Ruben, who were battling quite close to each other there. Meanwhile, Taki Shame and Tuku Ezan really fighting through that. Of course, Michael is leading the battle for 19th position. But right now, Miko Nasi is going to go side by side with Ilham Halabi. They're going to go side by side through the corner. Will Miko Nasi make it work around the outside once more? Not quite. It looks like they're going to lose a position. They might lose two positions going around there, and it looks like Miko's gone down into fourth place. But there's still a chance for Miko Nasi to try and make amends. It's all very close. Wow. My oh my, this, ladies and gentlemen, is racing. Forget Formula One, this is where the close battles and action happen. And you can see there, Miko from second to fourth to third, and now it's back up there. And it looks like Dominic Ang is going into the battle zone as well. There's a 5-car train for the lead there. Dominic Ang, the newest addition to this particular battle.
Itu dah tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, kedudukan saling berubah, yang mana tempat pertama, kedua, tiga, keempat saling bertukar-tukar arah dan juga saling bertukar-tukar pasukan. Jika sebentar tadi satu pasukan mendominasi tempat pertama dan juga kedua, dan kini Todak Motorsport cuba memecahkan dominasi yang telah pun dilakukan oleh Miko dan juga Ibrahim. Dan kali ini dapat kita saksikan Todak Motorsport cuba berada di tempat kedua, telah pun berada di tempat kedua, dan juga Saiful cuba mengejar rakan pasukannya untuk mendapat tempat yang ketiga. Di sini dapat kita saksikan teknik dan juga strategi pasukan sangat penting.
Ya, itu dia. Dominic Ang ada kelemahan sikit sebab dia lah salah satu kenderaan URT di dalam battle ni, so dia tak cukup wingman dia untuk cuba battle di hadapan. So as you can see that Dominic Ang, he's got a little bit of a disadvantage in that he hasn't got his teammate to rely on to try and draft and to try and work with the field here. So he's really trying to battle from the outside looking in this 3-team 5-car battle for the lead. Absolutely interesting stuff here. It looks like Ilham Halabi is in first place, Ibrahim and Miko is in second and third, which keeps them dominating the podium positions there, but Saiful Arifin is still trying to battle their way up the field. Meanwhile, let's have a look at another battle. This is Nazmi Mazli in 5th place, and you can see the car up ahead is Teku Ezan in the pink Hello Kitty car, Wicked Low in the XOX machine, Jezrin is in 13th place there in the lime green machine, and Freddie Ang is in the URT machine directly ahead of Nazmi Mazli. So all different teams, Outer House, XOX, and the two URT cars. This is going to be a massive battle there. They're going to go side by side. Wicked Low is battling very hard with Ezan. Will he be able to overtake coming into the inside here? It's going to be a battle of late braking. They're so close to touching, but it looks like they managed to make their way through here, but there's a little bit of contact as Wicked Low almost stumbles over himself, and it looks like Teku Ezan is safe for one more lap. Rupanya persaingan di belakang pun agak susah juga. Oh, Ilham Halabi sudah masuk di tempat yang pertama lagi.
Okey, walaupun aksi di hadapan hebat, jangan lupa kita ada satu pack lagi di belakang yang mana perebutan tadi di antara grup Teku Izan juga bersaing hebat di kelompok belakang. Okey guys, Saiful Arifin sekarang ini on board bersama Saiful Arifin daripada Todak Racing. Mari dia ke perebutan tempat yang ketiga. Sekarang ini cuba memintas Miko Nasir yang berada di tempat yang ketiga.
Itu dia, Miko Nasir ambil kesempatan untuk memakai run-off area tu yang memang allowed. Oh, ada insiden besar. Taki dengan J Chong. Jom kita saksikan replay balik. Apa terjadi di sini? Ada kesentuhan. There's been a big hit there. They ran just a little bit too wide onto that grass, and once you hit the grass, that's it. You lose control of the car. You don't have any grip. And he went on a one-way ticket at the barrier, and unfortunately he got tossed out into the middle of the track there. Looks like they might be able to clear it without a yellow flag, but that means that quite a few of the drivers will have to slip back there. It's very sad day for those two drivers. J Chong and Taki were doing very well indeed, but unfortunately sometimes incidents happen. Meanwhile, Saiful Arifin in 4th place. He's still battling with Miko Nasir up ahead. Will he be able to do something up into this corner here? And we've seen some overtaking maneuvers happen around the outside. This time they're still all in a row. Very close still between all the drivers.
Okey, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, anda sekarang sedang menyaksikan XOX Esports Challenge Round 1 yang mana kita dapat saksikan pelumba-pelumba di dalam kategori Pro Class sedang bersaing hebat. Sebentar tadi kita dah menyaksikan amateur class. Sekarang kita akan membawakan pelumba-pelumba hanya terpadu, hanya terlaju, hanya terpantas untuk anda.
As we see, the battle here is in a little bit of stalemate. It'll all depend on what happens on the final corner coming out of here to see if Saiful has the drive to try and catch up with Miko Nasir. But it's definitely an interesting thing to see. The Full Focus Racing team their first race is in this XOX Esports Challenge. That's their first race in the Adrenaline Impact series of races that we've been having. This is their first time out as a team, and it looks like they really arrived with a big bang, challenging the stalwart Todak teams, as well as battling with all the other ones. They've definitely risen to the top. Absolutely fantastic to see a rookie team doing this well at the front of what is proving to be a very, very fierce pro class.
Okey, manakala sekarang ni Max dapat kita saksikan perebutan tempat pertama saling bertukar-tukar tau. Sekejap Tintodak, sekejap Tiberah ni.
Itu dia Ibrahim, boleh dia dapat bergotong. Yes.
Tengok.
So we have a new leader, Ibrahim. Muhammad Ibrahim is up there in first place. Ilham Labi in second, Miko in third, Saiful in fourth, Ibrahim Ali managing to get up into first place. But Ilham Labi, he is known as the intimidator. He likes to really, really put a lot of pressure on his prey up ahead. There's 4 minutes to go. Perhaps 2 more laps. We might see a lap 12. We might even see a lap 13, depending on the pace of the cars going through there as they go through the toe section of the boot. Let's see if Ilham can get a drag out of the corner there. It's all about maximizing traction and maximizing speed through the corners here, but a lot of it is also down to slipstreaming. Ibrahim's in the inside line. Ilham's trying to go around the outside. Will he be able to do it? Not quite, but it looks like Miko Nasi is still also trying to handle things on his end there. That's Azlan Manap, who is a lap down in 24th place. And you can tell how fast these guys are going. Azlan Manap is not slow by any means. If we put him in amateur, he would have dominated that series. But you can see how fast these guys are going. They're actually catching the drivers at the back of the field. They're actually lapping people in a 25-minute race. That's how fast the pace is at the front of the field.
Betul tu Max. Dan sekarang kita setelah memasuki lap yang ke-10 dan kita jangkakan mungkin akan ada 12 pusingan yang mana ada berbaki 2 lap lagi, 2 pusingan lagi. Dan di dalam perlombaan apa-apa pun boleh jadi, yang mana perebutan sekarang ni di antara Ibrahim, Ilham, Miko Nasi dan juga Saiful Arifin saling bertukar-tukar kedudukan.
Ya, itu dia. Dan nampaknya macam Ibrahim mungkin memakai taktik sikit untuk cuba dapatkan tempat yang pertama tu selambat yang boleh untuk cuba menahan Ilham Labi daripada dia cuba meletak pressure dekat Ilham. Dia cuba menahan pressure sekarang dan cuba menggagi tempat yang pertama, tetapi malangnya it looks like Ilham Labi has managed to make an overtaking maneuver work into the bus stop chicane there, just as I said that Muhammad Ibrahim was going to try and keep that first place. Ilham Labi manages the slipstream up the hill and on into first position.
Okey, berbaki lagi 1 pusingan saja lagi. Aku jangkakan kita akan ada 12 pusingan sebentar lagi kita akan memasuki lap yang terakhir. Dan sekarang ini Ilham Halabi telah pun mendapat tempat pertama, bertukar kedudukan dengan Muhammad Ibrahim. Dan Miko berada di belakangnya di tempat yang ketiga.
Ya, itu dia. Dan kita saksikan walaupun ada 2 pasukan yang betul-betul mendominasi perlombaan ni, memang dominate boleh kira, tetapi Dominic Ang tu masih di belakang di dalam kereta kenderaan URT Red, walaupun dia keseorangan di tempat yang kelima, even though he is all alone in 5th place. Dominic Ang is really in a prime position to try and pick up the pieces should any of these 4 guys falter. If there's an incident up ahead, you're going to be looking at a very happy Dominic Ang right there in 5th place. So itu dia, kita tengok kalau Dominic boleh kutip sayur tak.
Dan untuk maklumat tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, di XOX Esports Challenge round yang pertama ini, setiap minggu kita ada menawarkan hadiah mingguan, yang mana seperti tadi, tempat pertama, kedua dan juga ketiga bakal membawa pulang hadiah yang sangat menarik, hadiah daripada penaja. Terima kasih kepada penaja kami.
Itu dia. Terima kasih sangat kepada XOX Mobile, One XOX, XOX eSIM dan Estrivo Oil. So special thanks to all of those sponsors. It looks like Shamir Aizan is going into the pits. Is that a pit lane infraction? Is there a refuel needed? Of course, these cars in Pro, they're allowed to adjust the cars any which way they see fit, including fuel loads as well. So part of the skill of these drivers is being able to tune the car to really react the way they want it to react in order to race through there. Jez Rijali is in the battle for the top 10, for the bottom half of the top 10 positions there. And oh, that's a big incident. That's a big incident. It looks like Wicket clipped the grass and that sent the car off to the left-hand side of the track. Nampak dia tersentuh rumput di sebelah jalan tu.
Macam aku cakap tadi. dalam perlumbaan apa-apa boleh jadi selagi checker flag tak dinaikkan, macam-macam boleh jadi bang.
Ya, itu dia, nampak dia macam Ilham Labi pun termasuk di tempat rumput tadi dan betul-betul meletup di hadapan tu. It looks like it's all gone off there and there's a big impact there. Ilham Labi has been hit. He's had a little bit of a hit and it looks like Ibrahim and Ilham had a slight coming together and it looks like Dominic Ang has managed to drag himself up into third position. So they're really desperate to try and get into those podium positions. They're going to try everything as hard as they can. They're driving as aggressively as they possibly can there. The cars are swapping and changing and chopping positions right now. It's going to be absolutely havoc. It's going to be the final lap of the race, the final 3 corners. They're pushing the cars as hard as they can. They're as close as they've ever been. It looks like the full focus drivers have gone first and second. Ibrahim and Nico managing to go to first and second. Dominic is in third place. Dominic Ang, macam kita cakap tadi, dapat juga mengutip sayur sikit rupanya.
Yeah. Yang aku tak sangka-sangka, Dominic yang berada di tempat kelima kini berjaya memecah dominasi. Yang mana tak ada Todak Motorsport di tempat ketiga dan juga keempat. Kerana Dominic telah pun dapat tempat ketiga.
Yeah, so that was Muhammad Ibrahim in first place, Miko Nasi in second, Dominic in third, Ilham Labi in fourth place and Saiful Arifin in fifth. That was a dramatic end to the race. The Todak versus full focus team really that was the defining battle of the race, but it looked like Dominic Ang managed to take advantage of the situation there. There was a lot of pushing and shoving on the last lap and it looks like Dominic Ang a very happy third place for him.
Matt, bagi aku Matt, satu keputusan yang sangat-sangat mengejutkan Matt. Sebab
betul.
Kita tengok dua pasukan saling asap-mengasap, tiba-tiba Dominic Ang tempat ketiga. Aduh, sangat-sangat mengejutkan aku.
Itu memang betul-betul nama dia kutip sayur. Betul-betul dia dalam last paruh lap tu dia dapat posisi yang ketiga. Belum lagi dirasai, hanya setengah lap saja dia dapat pegang tempat yang ketiga, tapi itulah lap terakhir yang lap paling penting.
Ya bang, dalam perlumbaan macam-macam boleh terjadi bang. 13 pusingan, last lap tiba-tiba Dominic Ang boleh pula memecah dominasi.
Itu dia, tapi itulah Dominic Ang memang betul-betul memakai mata yang tajam untuk mengelakkan apa-apa insiden dan dapat naiki ke tempat yang ketiga. Tapi di hadapan, at the front of the field there, Muhammad Ibrahim is your race winner. Fortunately, we've still got the qualifying results up, but we will get you the race results as soon as they are issued by the race. There we go. So Muhammad Ibrahim is in first place for Full Focus Racing. The top 2 positions there. Miko Nasi makes it a 1-2 for Full Focus Racing there, first and second place. Dominic Ang is in third, followed by Ilham Labi and Saiful Arifin in fourth and fifth place. Todak Racing battling with the Full Focus guys for the entirety of the race, but Dominic Ang managed to squeeze by with just half a lap left in the race. Muhammad Taki for Todak Revolution, the satellite team for Todak Racing, managing to get up to 6th place. Teguh Ezan Lay is 7th for URT Pink. Freddie Ang is in 8th place as well for URT Pink. Jazri Jali is the first Outerhouse FCL performance car home in 9th place, and Padawan SRCA is represented by Nazmi Mazli in 10th place. Iman Danish is in 11th for Chok Fon Pang. Shami Aizan, Muhammad Afif aka Taichi, not the best race for a couple of the other drivers down there, but I'm sure they'll be back and raring to go for the next one.
Itu dah tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, keputusan Pro Class di XOX Esports Challenge yang mana Muhammad Ibrahim di tempat pertama mewakili Full Focus Racing, Niko Nasi di tempat kedua, dan mengejutkan kita Dominic Ang berjaya berada di tempat ketiga meninggalkan Ilham Halabi dan juga Saiful Arifin daripada Todak Racing.
Itu dia, memang mengejutkan jugalah, aksi-aksi yang mengejutkan yang boleh dikirakan agak interesting pada malam ni. So we have our steward in the room as well. Apa khabar Paduka?
Yo, Paduka. Kita nak dengar ulasan daripada Paduka pula.
Yeah. All right, so we have the race winner there. Good evening, Muhammad Ibrahim. How does it feel to win the race?
Yeah, Assalamualaikum everyone. It was great race. It was very challenging out there, and a lot of slipstream. The slipstream is so powerful in this car. You would not believe it, because it's like it's more powerful than DRS in F1.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. What we definitely were enthralled by was the Full Focus Racing battling with Todak Racing the entirety of the race there. It looked like there was a little bit of team tactics going on as well, with trying to work with your teammate as well. So it's looked to be absolutely amazing to see you guys race out there. Oh yes, and we also have Miko Nasi on in the server. Good evening, Miko. How was it to finally clinch that 1-2 for Full Focus Racing?
Hey, thanks. That was good. We went into the race with no real expectations. We started the practice a bit late, but I know Ibrahim's got massive pace, and it didn't take long to get up to speed. It was lots of fun.
Yeah, and absolutely. There was a lot of team play going on in that race. You were basically battling Todak Racing the entire way around, and there was a lot of almost synchronized moving around coming into the bus stop there. Was it hard to try and work with your teammate, or was it easy?
Well, actually, we weren't in a Discord together, so we weren't talking to each other. So it was just race as you race, really.
Yeah, so that's fantastic stuff to know that you guys were able to read each other and read the competition quite well there. And it's quite surprising to see the third place man there managing to sneak through. Dominic definitely picked his moment to try and get up into third place there, but it looked like it was going to be a season-long battle between Full Focus and Todak. So hopefully you guys will be able to push hard and win the next few races.
Yeah, congratulations to Ibrahim, and also awesome job by Dom to get in there. I thought he might win at one point there on the last lap.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing stuff there. So what do you guys think of the series so far? It looks like it's been great racing out there.
Yeah, the racing is really close. I mean, it really invites close racing, and because of the long straight here at Watkins Glen, it makes literally you can literally never pull away. So you're always going to be within 2 to 3 tenths, and there's going to be a bunch of drivers fighting together. So it's like really intense racing out there.
Absolutely. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it, and you're going to enjoy that 1-2 and the cash prizes that go along with it. So congratulations. And just before you go, what do you guys expect for the season? Do you think you guys will be in with a shout of being champions?
Oh, I think we both hope so. Depends a lot, I guess, on how much practice we put in, and same for other guys. There's lots of really fast competitors.
Absolutely. So it's been great to have you there. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch. I think I speak for the audience at home who are really, really rooting for you guys to succeed there. It's been absolutely fantastic stuff watching you guys race. So thanks a lot, and do enjoy the spoils of war, as they say.
Thanks very much. Awesome broadcast.
Yeah. Tahniah Miko, tahniah Ibrahim.
Congrats. Hi, Assalamualaikum Ilham. How are you?
Hai. Tak tahu nak cakap apa lah.
Apa perasaan? Hampir dapat tempat ketiga tu, tetapi malang dia nampaknya macam Dominic dapat juga mengutong last minute tu.
Perasaan agak kecewa sikit. Actually the whole race kecewa dengan the whole race punya performance. Sepatutnya kita expect benda ni clean, tapi tak berapa nak clean. Itulah kecewa dekat situ lah.
So mungkin ada beberapa point yang kita boleh improve untuk performance Todak Racing pada malam ni, tetapi memang nampak agak cantik juga dua team berbattle di hadapan. Ada tak kamu pakai komunikasi ke ataupun apa-apa untuk cuba bercakap dengan Saiful Arifin?
Ada juga dalam team chat lah. Benda akan lebih cantik lagi kalau benda clean. So itulah, kita akan take note benda-benda macam ni, and kita akan improve lah untuk next race for Todak.
Ya. Apapun yang Todak Racing memberikan satu persembahan yang sangat hebat pada malam ni. Aku duk tengok korang asyik bertukar-tukar posisi je. Memang hebat bang.
Itulah harap penonton dan dengan broadcaster semua enjoy dengan performance yang kita orang boleh berikan.
Ya, betul. Tahniah.
Tahniah.
Terima kasih.
Harap-harap nanti next race boleh dapat posisi yang lagi baik.
Ya, mudah-mudahan.
Tapi bukan senang nak tengok tadi. Dua tim side by side. Sangat-sangat orang kata kita yang tengok ni pun macam mana nak cakap mengujakan tau. Itu dia.
Itulah memang macam tu kalau dah kategori 5,000 rating, 6,000 rating memang macam tu lah sepatutnya. Benda akan lagi tough, feel tu akan lagi fierce lah orang cakap kan.
Ya.
Itulah. So benda akan jadi lebih cantik sepatutnya.
Ya.
Okay. Sekejap aku nak on mic. Aku dah on the mic. Hello guys.
Hi. So itulah suara Khairul Alang, our director for this broadcast, is decided to join us here in the virtual studio. Hi Alang.
Hi. So congrats to all the winners. I was trying to get hold of Dominic, but I think he's not around. So just want to share something that's going to go on next week. We're going to shift to Oran Park. So here's a poster of it, and here you go.
Absolutely. Oran Park is one of the few unique racetracks in the world to have a figure 8 layout, a very, very short track, and definitely a sprint orientated track. It's going to be night and day difference between Watkins Glen and Oran Park. It's a lot. It's still very, very flowing, but it's very twisty, tight, and narrow. So it's going to be a whole new challenge for the guys racing next week, round 2. So do stay tuned. The pre-race show is on 7th of January 2021, with race day on the 10th and the post-race show on the 11th. And do stay tuned tomorrow for the post-race show for round 1, where we dissect, analyze, and look back at all the action that happened this evening.
Okay, Paduka, are you there?
Yes, saya.
Macam mana Paduka? Apa-apa ni? Cuba slowkan sikit speaker tu.
Speaker mana?
Dia ni feedback.
I see.
So we are being joined by Paduka. Apa khabar Paduka?
Baik, alhamdulillah.
Siapa perasaan kali ni?
Okay, race tadi tu memang sudah dijangkakan, di mana bila kita melihat pelumba-pelumba dalam kategori pro ni, biasanya kita akan dapat lihat drama yang profesional lah. Kita cakap yang macam tak profesional, kita cerita pasal yang pro. So, kan dengan yang buat saya menarik adalah top 10 kelompok yang di atas tu katakan fight disebabkan 5 daripada kelompok real racer, 5 lagi daripada kelompok sim racer. So mereka ni berentak di kelompok yang atas ni, dan yang buat lagi menarik adalah 5 kelompok di hadapan tu.
Boleh dikirakan battle real racer dengan sim racer lah.
Memang kalau kita dapat lihat memang give and take, so masing-masing ada advantage masing-masing. So, memang fight, dan kita dapat menjadikan lah perkara yang macam kita dapat lihat tadi tu.
So sementara kita tengok di bawah tu baru je meninjau chat box tadi, Farid Mukhtar, mantap kali, terima kasih. Taufik Tahir pun gila punya aliens, kita memang boleh kirakan memang lucky lah dapat alien semua ni. Baca yang bawah tu, Jasri Yunus tu.
Yang mana tu?
Yang Jasri Yunus tu lagi sempoi daripada Sky Sports F1. Haru sangat.
Terima kasih. Terima kasih kepada Abang Ali Muhammad Ali.
Mungkin ada okay, so mungkin ada sedikit statik di belakang tu, tapi tak apa. Terima kasih Jasri Junus, terima kasih Azli Dali, congrats Matthew Palmer, And Encik Bob, thank you so much. So all that remains for me to say is to thank Paduka. Terima kasih Paduka, terima kasih Encik Bob, terima kasih Darul Alang, dan terima kasih kepada sponsor. Thanks to our sponsors XOX Mobile, 1XOX, XOX eSIM, and Extremo Oil. But for now, that's been an amazing round one, very close action, and absolutely amazing racing. And it's only going to get better from here. So stay tuned for the post-race show afterwards and for the next round. But for now, that's it for me. And that's it from Injit Bob and from all the rest of us here at Adrenaline Impact at the XOX Esports Challenge. It's bye-bye for now. Ta-ra!